I think you're making it false.
I'm going to check if anyone's watching. It's very weird.
You can't control me when I'm under Sharia yet. You can't do it, Nick, Nick. Bring up the football, mate. One thing. All the return. To your king. I'm going to chuck a spoon down your throat. Snick, 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 snick. You guys want to fight? Your place everywhere.
I don't know what I'm doing. What is going on? Confused. I don't like Google Hangouts. It's weird. I don't even know what's happening. So where's the freaking chat? It doesn't tell you how many people are on here. All right, I have to look at both screens at the same time. That's stupid. I prefer the other one. So I've invited Raindrop. Turn camera off. On. Mute. Oh, screen share. Okay. That's interesting. Oh, what's this? Oh, the chat's on here. All right. So how do I now see the chat? So list all commands. Well, nothing's in there. Where's the group chat? I don't know what's going on. So it says chat, and then it doesn't freaking let me even doesn't even let me bloody. Yeah, and I'm not talking to myself. I'm trying to figure out Google Hangout so I can do some. I'm gonna see if it works. Where's the bloody So basically, this is around my sister's house on her computer. I don't even know how many people are watching. Let me have a look. Oh, 23. Oh, so I have to go to the bloody main channel to have a look at how many people are watching and the chat. So I can't even freaking check on the. Oh, this is stupid. Very stupid. Where is the messages on here? Oh, I hate Google Hangouts already. I really hate it. It's rubbish. All right, so I have to have two screens open. Is that what you're telling me? I'm gonna have two goddamn screens open. How does that make sense? All right, let me oh my god. Okay, so here's the thingy. How do I now check? What the hell is going on? Oh, okay, that's better. So I'm gonna have two bloody screens open. That is so irritating. So irritating. Now, where is that bloody raindrop? Where are you, raindrop? Get on here. I've sent you a link. I need to see if it works. I might put my headphone. Oh, I think I might be muted. No, I'm not muted. Let's get my thingy. Who's in the bloody chat? I don't know who's there. Let's have a look who's there. Tim, Una, Asuna. Yeah, you're first. I'll give you a medal. Don't worry. I'll give you a freaking uppercut, more like it. I'm only joking. I'm not violent. I'm joking. That's Jedi that does uppercuts, not me. Don Machiavelli, the Machiavelli. Tupac's alive. Raju Sword. Hey, Weber, Groomers, Expose UK, Sasli Galdi. Babba, you're mad, I'm a Babba. Look at my daddy, it's gone black. Dyed it just freaking 20 minutes. I was dyeing my beard and the dog was looking at me like I was insane. Wasn't you, Bullet? Huh? Wasn't you? He was looking at me like I was insane. What I was doing to get my my face to go black, like your freaking fur. So yeah, I was dyeing it earlier. Just literally Naz. Tiber Tap, yeah, shut up. I've seen the last Game of Thrones episode. Yeah. Only kid, Tiber Tap. I know. Romy Tomlinson, Yams Lord Rod, 72 Virgin Goats, Ali Diva's little lapdog, you know, little prick. Yo Raj, Silver Legion, Gatzarilla Zama. Hi Raj. Truth Seeker. Oh my god. I have to try and figure out how to use this. No, 72 Virgin Goats. He's asked, have you checked YouTube on how to operate Hangouts? No, that's not how I work. I didn't even take driving instructors. I just started driving. I don't look at it. I don't need instruction. I just wing it and see what happens. King Raj back on the tran. He meant train, but he wrote down trine. So it makes me sound like I'm back on. I think he was trying to inadvertently say something. Dimmy Dunk. Hey, up, you big turban. What does that? Your English is terrible. Hey, up, you big turban wearing brown skinner. Why have you been absent from my YouTube recommendations? Yeah, I've been in India, you know, serving the British. Under the British Raj, they were like slapping me about with their sandals. Yeah, so the Brits are back in charge. They're not really. The quality is impeccable, is it? Yeah, much better than my freaking. And this is on Google Hangouts. Oh, raindrop! Hold on. Raindrop.
Yeah, Raj, pick up.
Oh, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, can everybody say, can you hear Raindrop and me on this live stream?
Let me see if okay. I didn't get a notification that you're even live. I just saw the email.
Yeah, I sent it. Yeah. So I need to know if people can hear, because the problem with, I'll big up Raindrop. Yeah, the problem with my oh, you can hear. Victory! It's done.
Okay, they can hear you. But Raj, I wanted to tell you, there's a special program that Banksy has. Like it's like a website, okay, in which you can give the link. That way, they won't be able to hack your stream, because if you just give out the link to individuals, they might just share it and try to hack your thing, or try to get it shut down by like putting some pornographic image or something, you know.
Well, what I'll try and do, I'll try and get Banksy on so he can take control. I need to figure out how to. There's a lot of things I don't like about this though already. Already I don't like lots of things. I can't see the comments. I don't understand that. There's a screen share button. I need to figure out how to use that.
Yeah, the way I bypass that is I just I open up a new link on YouTube and I put it on. You can see the comments that way.
Oh, that's really annoying, because that's what I've got at the moment. But that's one of the downsides. This is why I prefer using the, you know, the other one. What is it? The main one. Because although I have to use my camera like this to show stuff, I can at least have just one screen open. And the problem with my computer, because it's so freaking old, it would just blow up if I have two screens. What's happening, Raindrop?
Good, man. Good. How are you doing?
I had, I guess who I was at home, well, around my sister. I was playing Punjabi music the whole day, just like blasting it. Who was I listening to? Sidhu, what's his name? Musa. I can't forgotten his name there, man.
You mean the Jot Sidhu?
No, the one with the Sardar that does like gangster Punjabi music. What's he called? Sidhu Moosewala.
I know who you're talking about.
I think it's something Sidhu Moosewala or something like that.
Yeah, no, I get confused sometimes.
Yeah,
I think I know who you're talking about.
All right, so we might as well do a little light. How long are you here for? I can't stay too long.
Yeah, me neither. I couldn't stay that long, but yeah, for a couple.
An hour? An hour?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so we might as well do a little live stream then. Like if you're on here, then I can kind of test certain things. Because tomorrow, when I do the live stream, I want to try and get some crazy guests on, but I don't want to get hacked.
Yeah, that's there's like a special link that that you could even put it in the chat so people can come in, but they can't hack you. They can't like kick you out. Like you can kick them out.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't go as far as that because trust me, my freaking whole computer would just blow up with the amount of people that want to jump on. So the best bet for me is to get certain individuals. I already got that fat roly polies email, you know, Mr. Ambaraz. So I can get him onto it. I do actually want to chat to Big Odds because I don't understand. You know, Big Odds has gone boggle on me for some reason. What's happened to him?
I haven't noticed that. I haven't really watched the show for.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I haven't even spoken to Big Odds, not seen him, not said anything, and then all of a sudden I'm jumping on live streams and he's calling me a freaking what's he calling me? Like he's like, oh, he's calling me out all the time. So I have no clue what's happened with him. So I might get him on. I think, do you know what it is? Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I think he's like you know, one of those kind of like needy girlfriends. That's what I'm starting to think because I've not spoken to him for quite a while. Maybe he feels like I've rejected him. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, he kind of feels neglected, Raj.
No, what it was, yeah, I kept them sometimes because I was drawing a lot, and you know, for the last one through Vasaki, I didn't want to be arguing too much on other people's live streams. I had too much to do. So sometimes I'd jump on there and he'd be calling me out to get me onto the show. Yeah. Oh, Raj, they calling you a pussy, jump on the show, blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. And he was trying to, you know, like what they call like kind of a cheer to me, like, oh, yeah, jump on, get on, provoke me. And I didn't rise to that freaking thingy. So I just stayed off. And then after that, I didn't really think nothing of it. And then when I jumped on the live stream, he was calling me, what was he calling me? I know he's saying loads of shit. Oh, Raj, you better not comment on Raspec's live stream, otherwise I'm gonna hot you up. Blah blah blah. All this kind of bullshit. So I need to figure out what's going on, man. What's been happening then, Raindrop?
It's good. It's getting the weather is getting better here in Toronto. I don't know how it is in your ends.
Yeah, it was raining today, but I think it's going to be warmer on the weekend. So
how's Bully? Because Bully was pissed off yesterday.
Look at him now. Here he is. Can you see him? Bully, say hello to Raindrop. You know what? Yeah, yesterday, because you said Raindrop, I called out Raindrop instead of Bully. Bully.
No, you know, I had about for my dog, like it was really hard to train. Like even now, she's 2 years old, but she still thinks she's a puppy, so she's very playful. But the trick that I found is you get like a box of peanut butter filled pretzels. So I don't know if they sell those these little peanut butter.
No, I've got carrots to give them.
Yeah, no, dogs are gonna hate carrots, man.
No, they love carrots. They love it. They love it.
Yeah, no, but like what you do is to get these little peanut butter filled ones, and then you tell her to. So when I meet my dog, her name is Lyra. I'm like, Lyra, sit. And then if she sits, then I give her the treat, and she likes it. You know, she really enjoys it.
Oh, so they've gone past that bloody point. This one's around 8 years old. Now, what reason why I'm giving them carrots is that the last couple of times I stayed, I think the white dog, but Gucci, I made put on weight like double its weight.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because I was just feeding them pasta, and because we don't really feed them meat, you know.
Yeah, me neither.
We try and give them more vegetarian food, and so I was feeding them all pasta, bread, and when they came back, the dog had ballooned and it actually looked like a pig. Gucci looked like a pig, yeah, because she's quite pink underneath. And so since then, whenever they go, I just give them, because they're always needy with me. You know, they know when they see. As soon as I turn up, all I can see from them is Raj is going to give us food. Yeah, because I give in quite easy just to shut them up. This is what I do with kids as well, if I'm being honest with you. Rather than have the headache of the kids moaning at me, I just feed them to death. No, I better not say that, actually. Sorry. let me tell you that back. Yeah, did you see the CQ UK? Oh, look at that. Yeah, I might let that Muhammad Islam one, actually. Yeah. As long as you don't. Is that M-Stacks, that pussy, little pussy? Oh. Do you know what that? Let me tell you something about Muhammad Islam, M-Stacks, yeah. He is like supposed to be some devout Muslim, but he talks about robbing people. Like,
no,
either you're about that life, you're a roadman, or you're a religious man. You can't be a thug and walk around here saying you're religious and be a thug and rob people. What's wrong with you, degenerate?
No, I don't know if you saw the video by Mr. Rax. Apparently, there was a Somali Muslim who was drunk in the park, and he started crying. So I thought that was M-Stacks because it sounded like it, but I don't know. Yeah, I have to ask him. Was he in the park?
Oh,
what was he doing?
He might. Oh, so he says, I'm both. Are you proud of that? Are you proud to be a thug? I'll big up Mr. Rax. I want to get Mr. Rax to do a little interview one day. What are you saying, Mr. Rax? I'm only doing live stream for 1 week. And I might even delete the live streams if they're a little bit too controversial. Because I want to just... Oh, yeah, Blue Lion. Yeah. All right, so I want to get Blue Lion on. Look at this. Muhammad Islam, I'm going to let you on the show, yeah, just to expose you as the degenerate, gutter-dwelling turd that you are. Because walking around saying, oh, I believe in Islam, I believe in this, I believe in that, and then you're walking around saying to people that you robbed them. Think about it, Raindrop. Imagine a religious person saying, oh, yeah, pray to God, be good. Oh, but I rob people. What the hell?
No, they're kind of proud of it because they're talking about if you have gold teeth.
Exclusive. Mr. Rax is gonna do a one-time jump onto this show.
Hey, big up.
Yeah, because do you know why? Yeah, because the thing is that the problem with my home computer, I've realized now, it's not the computer. No, it's the computer, because I can't get it to work. So what happens on my computer is when I try and do this, your voice is silent. Do you understand? You're muted.
Oh.
So the only voice you can hear is mine, and I can't hear you and you can't hear me. There's something, I've tried to reset it, I've tried everything, but for some reason it just doesn't work. So it's got to be something to do with my computer mic or something like that. So I'm gonna have to try and get everyone. So we'll try and get Mr. Rax on. Mr. Rax, you're doing a good job with the filming of Speaker's Corner. What do you think about Mr. Rax?
Mr. Rax is awesome. Yeah, he's awesome. I love his videos.
Yeah, I'll tell you why I like Mr. Rax's videos is because you got two different varying styles here. You got COE, which is obviously more geared towards the debates, and then you have Mr. Rax, which is more geared towards just walking about. Do you understand?
Yeah. No, and plus the Mr. Rax's videos are kind of like they're short and they have adult, so you can see them, 10-20 minute clips, rather long, and you kind of it's like, if you're more into academic debate, then you can just see his,
and the other thing is, one thing I said to Mr. Rax before was that when I haven't gone Speaker's Corner, when I watch Mr. Rax's videos live stream, I actually feel like I'm there. Like literally, because I know what it really feels like. And so I've when I've watched, because with COE, big up to COE, but COE is more about the debates. Whereas with this is why I think it's good to have different types of filming. And so when I watch, if I want to feel like I'm at Speaker's Corner, like literally walking about, then I watch Mr. Rax. If I want to hear a debate or a chat, then I'll watch COE's one. So big up to both of them, man.
Yeah,
but the thing is, oh, I was going to say something. So, what topic should we chat about then over the week, tomorrow night?
Oh, I don't know. Like,
your favorite topic I was thinking about. What do you think that is?
You mean the slavery and the right hand?
Yeah.
There's actually a server now.
Yeah. I prefer fast right now media. Waiting for you. I'll be back not this Sunday, but a Sunday after. And trust me, I'm going to come back with fireworks. I've got a few people I'm gunning for. No, not like that, you little pricks. I'm not gunning like that, but a few people I need to kind of go in there and I won't say the names yet, but I think people can kind of guess who I'm talking about. Oh, the thing is, I have to admit, now when it comes to you, Raindrop, you're always going on about slavery this, sex slavery that, slavery this. And to be honest, even sometimes I think, oh, freaking Raindrop, shut up. Oh my God, it's not that bad.
Yeah, no, it's getting boring.
No. Let me say something. But then you watch a video like Muhammad Hijab, and then I'm like, you're right. This is a big problem. Because when you don't hear it, but then you hear it, then you're like, okay, you have an individual like Muhammad Hijab who is supposed to be mainstream. Yeah, he's supposed to, I'm not saying he's moderate, he is supposed to be orthodox, but he is openly condoning slavery and saying that it's indentured servitude. This is not good for your own morality. Do you understand? So what you're saying, carry on saying it, man. Carry on saying it. Don't worry about me.
Yeah, the reason I started on that, I don't know if you missed the stream, but I was on Big R's and there was like 6, 7. There was Sir Faz, there was some other individuals on it. And the thing that surprised me was that each and every single one was making justifications for it. That's the thing that alarmed me the most, because a lot of people were there that, I considered moderate Muslims and, people that we can talk to. But if you are a person that considers yourself a moderate, but on the other hand, you're also making, you're doing tap dancing, you're doing the Sufi dance and eating the Maulid cake when it comes to, the concept of slavery. And
what's the Maulid cake? Is that Mr. Amaraz, the shirkmas, the Mr. Shirk?
Oh,
now,
bro,
let me say something to that freaking Mr. Amaraz. You're a kuffar. Because you can't say to people celebrating Christmas and the birth of Jesus Christ is freaking shirk when you're walking around with freaking cakes, party poppers, balloons, dancing, all that, when it's your Prophet Muhammad's birthday. You're doing the same goddamn thing. That's why you're freaking kuffar.
Bro, you should. Did you see the 4-hour roasting of Amar's man on Big R's channel? Oh my God, it was just like memes. They were making memes on him with different cakes.
I need to find, because it's true though. If you think about it logically, if you're saying that celebrating Christmas is wrong, then celebrating your own prophet's birthday, it should also be wrong as well. Yeah. You can't have your cake and eat it, literally. So I think with him, I'm going to try and get Mr. Amr. We'll get Asif on as well. Yeah. If you know someone that's reliable, let's get them on. Do you know one thing I do want to talk about, which is going to be sensible? I want to try and play the video of Tommy Robinson talking to that young Muslim lady.
Yeah, I saw that. That was a very good. That was a very good convo that they were having.
Yeah, I think that video is probably one of the best videos to show how to have a discourse with somebody that has a completely opposite view to you. Yeah, and look how they managed to talk and maybe not agree on anything, but they came to the resolution that, oh, you're a nice person, you seem like an all right person, and although I don't agree with your views, you don't seem as bad as I might have thought.
Yeah, it was very civil. There was no, there was no ad hominems. There was no it was a very productive conversation.
Shut up, Daraj. Mr. Amraz can't even freaking bake his own cake. How is he going to run things, you lunatic? He binds the freaking... Is it called a Malud cake, Mancha?
It's a Maulid.
Maulid.
I think it's Maulid. I don't know. I think I was looking at the thing. It was like... it's like Christmas. They have like lights and they have cakes and they celebrate the birthday. And But bro, he was getting so roasted, man. Like, oh, it was like I think there was like 30 pictures of him photoshopped, with his face on like different Sufi characters and stuff. That shit was hilarious.
I actually do. Yeah, all right. So it's good you said that, because I actually something a bit more serious. So tomorrow I actually want to talk about the Sufis as well, because there was just another terrorist attack in Pakistan. Oh, Baba Yaga's back. The witch is back. Where you been? Have you been kind of like doing Jaddu on people? That means black magic. I don't know where she's been. She's been away for ages. Big up Baba Yaga. So the thing is, yeah, because they did another attack, and then when I was researching, there's been loads of attacks on Sufis. Did you know that?
Yeah. No, the Sufis are like they have. I don't know if you noticed, but I was looking at the news. They've like they hate the Salafis. Like they have this huge, even the Wahhabis and like the Deobandis, they have this constant infighting, because the Sufis, they have a lot of practices that are considered, quote unquote, Hindu influence, or like shirk or something like that. It's some weird thing.
Yeah, can I do something? JK, can I get you on for a test? Just a test. Let's get one more person on for a test.
Yeah, get JK. He knows a lot of stuff.
So I don't really want to have a full-on serious conversation, but let me get JK on there. Let me send you the link, JK. If you can jump on, and then I'm just testing the freaking thingy. It's actually not too bad at the moment. I don't like this having to separate the thing. That's really pissed me off. I'm not gonna jump on. Yeah, all right. Let me give you the link. So. See, I've got so many freaking stupid. All right, so I feel like having an argument with someone. What's it? All right.
You're not yelling and screaming though, compared to like your last time when you were at your sister's house.
Yeah, but you have to remember, last time I was in that predicament with the whole me being chased at the park. Remember?
Oh, right.
So I had a lot of my sayings came from the time when I was there. So I ain't paying that. I ain't paying that bullshit jizzy didn't come in there. But a lot of other sayings, like, when I was shouting, so I actually had a reason to shout. I wasn't just shouting for the sake of shouting. So I haven't really got, at the moment, I haven't really got anything to really shout too much about. So
M-Stacks wants.
Well, M-Stack wants what? Another cock in his mouth.
He says he has 30 minutes before his, I don't know what that word is, Taraweeh, something about his fast ending. He wants you to send the link.
Oh, but the thing is, you know what's going to happen? They're going to start saying, "Oh, Raj, you can't be rude to us. It's Ramadan. Raj, you can't be rude to us. It's Ramadan." If you jump onto the panel, I respect the fact that you're fasting and stuff. I don't use that to kind of like subdue me and make me thingy. Oh, JK in the house. Big up,
hey,
JK.
Big up, JK. Big up.
Yeah, so you're actually the second person. How do you feel? Tell us your feelings about being the second person to be on my live stream ever. How honored do you feel? Will you put this on your gravestone? Will you have it on your gravestone that you came onto Raj's live chat number 2? Now they're definitely going to say you're Sikh. They already think you're Sikh already.
Yeah, I don't know where they got that from.
They always go, oh, JK, he's a Sikh. Raj paid him. He paid Raj £2. I'm gonna have to say something to you. I'm still living off your £2.
That's good, man. What have you spent on it?
I'm actually at £1. I'm actually on £1.58.
£1.58. So you
got a little bit more. 42. I have to admit, I did buy a condom with it. So is that okay? Am I allowed to buy a condom with it? Huh? JK! He's gone quiet now. Is that the real atheist Steve, or is that a different atheist Steve? Yeah, I know, Ollie UK. Right, yeah, I know. I'm just really testing. So the screenshot, it's actually not so bad as long as you've got a good connection and your computer can have 2 windows open at the same time. then
I'm
it's
using
not.
a phone. I'm using a phone.
Yeah, but what you have to understand is when you're doing a live stream and you're doing it from YouTube's system, it has the chat on the side, it has everything in one place. Whereas here, I've got to get myself used to thinking, oh, look who's here, Gay Dunya, the king of the 50 inches. He's gone up to 50 inches now. Did you know that? Gay Dunya went up to 50 inches just in like 2 weeks. I'll tell you something now, yeah. He's a real freaking Shia phobe. Like his Shia phobia is on a next level of madness. So every time I jump onto a live stream, there's going to be 2 or 3 things that will always happen. One, you will always have I roast, the road seek, and that freaking gutter dwelling prick, Mr. Singh, talking about me. You'll always have Gay Dunya, the thug of Speaker's Corner, talking about Shias. And the last thing that normally happens is that you have that freaking fat roly-poly, Mr. Amraz, eating cake somewhere. So either one of those. But I don't know. What? Because the thing is, I heard that the Shias come back on the weekend, didn't they?
Yeah. They came back to debate Adnan Rashid because I think it was last summer. They, you know, when they sit on those sort of the beach chairs, in the grass area, and they were debating the usual stuff about Imam Ali and Hussein and that tragic event. Yeah, they're just going on about this again and again. I mean, it's kind of tedious now, to be honest.
But they do have a point. Muta is great.
Well,
Muta is great. They got a point. I said to I do every time. I'm no offense to that Rizza. Every time he jumps on a panel, the first thing I say to him or ask him is, "How's the Muta going?" I don't even say hello to him anymore. I just ask him, "How is the Muta going?" And the thing is, when I see him at Speaker's Corner, I don't have no real issues with them. But trust me, I'm gonna troll them so freaking hard with a Muta. Just watch out. You're never gonna see someone troll someone hard with the Muta. And the reason I'm gonna troll them is for this year. Now, before I go on, I don't have no problems with the Shias here. I think the Shias are persecuted, and I come to a conclusion that some of the things that the Sunnis say about the Shias is true. Yeah. Because one thing you have to understand, when I went to Speaker's Corner, I used to go, big up the Shias, yeah? Because I had a very kind of one-dimensional idea of what a Shia was, yeah? Very relaxed. Every Shia that I met was very relaxed. They weren't too overly religious. They seemed to be much easier to take criticism. But one thing that always, people used to say to me was, Raj, oh, these freaking Shias, they're doing taqiyya on you. Taqiyya. And then secondly, it will come, oh, they're doing muta in the background, yeah? Muta. And I was like, dude, you lot are slandering these people. What is wrong with you? Yeah, leave them alone. But guess what's become true?
It's true. The muta is true.
So the thing is, if the muta is true, and they're openly saying it's true now, yeah, then I've got to come to the conclusion that the taqiyya must be true as well, to some degree. Would that be a reasonable? Would that be a reasonable, logical step to make?
Yeah. I mean, even somebody said at Speaker's Corner this last weekend that taqiyya is 9/10 of their religion, and I thought they were going to reject it, and he said, "Yeah, that's true." But I think it's mainly because they were persecuted a lot.
Yeah. This is the conclusion that I've come up to. The Sunnis have been persecuting them so hard that for them, remember in Islam, from what I understand, you can lie about your faith to save yourself. Is that true?
It's quite that is true, but it's nuanced.
But I'm saying even for a Sunni, if someone had a sword to their neck and they had to lie to save themselves, in that extreme circumstance, they could lie, can't they?
Yeah.
So if you take that logical step and then move it over to the Shias who are being persecuted, then you can kind of understand why they cover things up and don't say the whole truth in Saudi Arabia and places like that. So I can understand, but I think the same with the muta. I think the taqiyya has gone rampant now. Like it started off with
Do you know when the Rizvi brothers?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Not a gang, bro.
You know the sorry. You know the yeah, like when that kind of conspiracy was going on and random exposure was going mad. I just took it with a pinch of salt. I didn't really believe it. But one day they made a live stream and they were just so confident about it. Even I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. They were like, "Yeah, it's part of our religion. We're proud."
Oh wow! I never knew that because I was defending the Shias a lot on Raspberg's channel. Like Raspberg was like, he got pissed at me
I mean,
because I was like,
is,
I was defending the Shias like
a lot of
really
people
passionately.
Make this mistake. They think that just because something exists in the scripture, that people always do it. So I understand even within Sunni Islam, there's a lot of things that seem quite weird, but a lot of people don't practice them. So when they came, on live stream in front of everybody, and they were saying it with their chest, they were very confident. I couldn't help but laugh. It was hilarious.
But I will still say that the hypocrisy. I think Adnan Rashid, that freaking turd of a human being.
He definitely lies a lot.
Yeah, and the thing is, what I think they were trying to say, the Shias, is look, you're complaining about Islamophobia, which is on the rise, but the amount of Shia phobia that I hear constantly is accepted. Do you understand? It seems it is very hypocritical. So on the one hand, you're saying don't demonize Muslims, on say, people's live streams, Muslim live streams like Muslim Matters and all that kind of stuff. But then in the next breath, you will hear anti-Shia rhetoric, which is dehumanizing Shias and Sufis and other sects within the religion. So it does seem very hypocritical when you're complaining about Islamophobia, but you're actually doing Islam or let's say Shia phobia and Sufi phobia within your own circles as well. When I listen, I'm like, hold on a second, you're saying that you don't like people saying this about your faith, but you're cursing out Shias. Like Gay Dunya is the worst culprit of that. He's always bitching and whining. Oh, Islamophobe. Raj, you're racist. Raj, you're racist. You're an Islamophobe. In the next sentence, he'll be calling out Shias and dehumanizing them. But the thing is with Gay Dunya, I've got to say, after taking like 5,000 10-inch cocks, the reason why his brain's not working is not because of that. So I'll give him a little bit of leeway on that, because anyone having that much cum in their mouth over like 15 years is going to start seeping into the brain. I've got the dogs with me as well. Look.
Yeah, but the Shia thing, I'm really confused sometimes. Like, it confuses because I don't know if you saw with Adnan, he was really like, he has real hatred for the Shia. Like, you could see it in his eyes. Like, he them. And I was trying to look up because they were talking about Aisha, and like he was claiming that the Shias, they curse at Aisha, and I got confused. I was like, wait up, because I thought Aisha was the wife, and the Shias, they like Fatima, who's a daughter. So shouldn't the daughter be more important than the wife? So in my mind, I was kind of getting confused as to what.
Yeah, I think when it comes to the Shia Islam, they put a lot of importance on lineage rather than what Sunnis see as piety. So there's not like the sort of royal you're like, there's no heir to the throne sort of thing in Sunni Islam, where that exists from the bloodline of Ali in Shia Islam. It's the theology is a very different.
Look at Ultra Funky giving me £2. We're gonna say he's done the JK today.
Yeah, he's cleaned my record now.
Big up. He's done the JK. JK from now on owns the £2, because JK is the original £2 donator. And Ultra
Bob
Funky
said that I gave you £48. Where did that come from?
Who?
Bob.
Oh, Bob is a freaking. I'm gonna get him on as well. Actually,
no, he's gonna get you trolled.
It doesn't matter. I'll just restart the stream. It's not a big deal, is it? I'm not gonna do this when I go home. I'm back at home in a week. I'm not gonna be doing this from home. It doesn't work on my computer.
Oh.
This
isn't your computer.
No, so this is my sister's. So what happens is that when I go into my computer, I think there's something wrong with the mic. I'll big up to Morton Hire. Morton Hire is actually JK. the undercover Sikh. What do you do? You're like our benefactor for Kurdistan. Are you?
You're gonna get me killed, man.
You like kind of fund the Khalistani movement. So yeah, big
Yeah,
up.
I have no sort of participation in Punjabi politics, man. Don't get it twisted.
Oh, you're a Pashtun.
Yeah,
A Pashtun. Yeah, but you. I mean, I think. Let me say something to you. You're turning into a boss, JK.
How's that?
You're a boss now. You coming onto these live panels like a boss. Just like I can imagine you, like if it was like a real life scenario, you're like going into a room and kicking the door open and you say, "I'm here, bitches. Now what?"
Are you referring to Bob's
I'm saying
confrontation?
the way that you now come on, because when you first used to come onto the panels, you was like like a little chua, a little rat, like coming in there all scared. Now I just hear you and you're like, yeah, it's me. Now what? Come on. So I've seen you kind of get a lot more shut up, atheist. Is that the real atheist, Steve?
No, it's a fake one.
Oh, they're saying to me, stop swaying. I can't stop swaying. I'm got a bit. Yeah. So tomorrow I'm going to try and plan a long live stream. I might even just leave it running and let if anyone wants to stay on there, and I'll listen a bit because I don't know how much I'm going to. I will participate, obviously, but I'm trying to think about who to get on though. Who do you think will be good to get on tomorrow? I want to get without my thing getting trolled.
Reactionary, maybe.
Oh, reactionary. No. I've got to expose him when I see him. You know what? Yeah, reactionary. If you're listening, when you go Speaker's Corner, I can hear your voice in the background on Mr. Rax's or COE's, but you still haven't shown your face. And I need to know what you look like because he said a couple of things last time that pissed me off. I'll get Asif on, obviously. Little Asif. Let's get. I don't even know if Asif's little, but we'll get Asif on there. Oh, big up, more and higher. And this is my jizya all over gay dunya. He done jizya all over gay dunya. I do want to get Jordan M on sometime. I'd like to get Jordan M on,
Yeah, I would like to talk to Jordan M, but he said he has no interest in talking to me. So yeah.
Oh, no interest in talking to you?
Yeah, because I don't know. He sees me as sort of a controversial person.
Oh. Well,
I think JK
though.
gets the most hate, Raj. He gets the most hate because he keeps us calm. So with me, I kind of lose my cool. But with him, he can keep us calm. And there's like so many people just like attacking him left, right, and center. But the thing with JK is that he knows his shit. He knows his stuff. So they get even more triggered.
The thing is, being able to stay calm under a lot of fire is
high IQ.
High IQ.
It's high IQ.
Because you see it with people that are very intelligent. They can take a lot of kind of people gunning for them and stuff like that and not react. Like so far, I have not seen JK shout. Like, yeah. I still haven't seen him. Oh, big up TNT Greeks in the house. Do you know what? Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. One thing I'm very scared about going to Speaker's Corner after 7 weeks. Guess what I'm more scared about? Guess what I'm scared about going? I'm scared about TNT Greeks. He likes to hug me sometimes, and that's only after 1 week not seeing me. So I don't know what's going to happen. He might freaking I don't know, crush me to death. Because whenever I see him, he always hugs me, and I've had to tell him the last time I saw him. I said, "Dude, I don't like being hugged, yeah." But I don't know. I think when I see him, I'm going to give him one chance of hugging me. Because I've not been there for a long time, so but I don't know what's gonna happen. He might freaking, he might go and freaking kill me, like smother me to death.
Well, TNT might have some Punjabi in him, because there was the Indo-Greek kingdom was in modern day Punjab and Afghanistan, so he actually might have some Punjabi blood in him.
I don't know. I'm always trying to make TNT Greeks into like from 300. I am Sparta, but he doesn't ever want to show that side to me yet. So I need to make him a lot more kind of like, let's say, not aggressive, but a lot more kind of antagonistic sometimes. Let me see. Would Jordan M, would you come onto my live stream tomorrow if I invited you, Jordan M? Let's see if he says yes. Jordan M. if I invited you onto a live stream tomorrow, because I'm gonna only have 1 week's worth of live streams, and I'm never. Oh, he said yes, exclusive. Jordan M said yes. So tomorrow from 9 o'clock, Jordan M will be hosting the show. It will be a Jordan M takeover. I don't know
he'll
why.
get in trouble. He'll get in trouble with Hamza though. He'll get a scolding from him. He's not allowed to go on a Mushrikeen's channel, on a Kufar's channel.
Yeah, but the thing is that, like I said before, yeah, I don't think Jordan M's all right to chat to. Like I've spoken to him in real life. He's all right. He's all right to talk. But the people he hangs around with, like that freaking Hamza the Ginger Devil, like, I don't know why he hangs around with somebody like that. That guy is a nasty piece of work. Like real nasty. Like
yeah, I think Jordan would be a good Sufi. I don't know what he's doing hanging out with the Salafi crowd.
Yeah. Do you know who? Now this is like a like a kind of a death knell to the Sufis. Yeah. Do you know who said the Sufis are good people? Guess who?
Who?
Modi.
Oh yeah.
Modi.
I never knew that.
Video of Modi saying if the world was Sufis, yeah, there would be no problems. Like that's how it will have the. Yeah, I'll send the video. Like, he done a speech where I think he went to a Sufi place and he was saying,
the Sufis support him. Do you know that, right? I saw the news thing where all the Sufis, they had a conference or something where all the world Sufis from like all the countries came, and they supported him. They're like, yeah, we support Modi. I was laughing my ass off. I'm like, oh, don't do that. You guys are screwing yourself more.
I was like, when I heard it, I was like, oh my, because the thing is, I wouldn't like Modi to say the Sikh. I don't like when he talks about Sikhs. But to hear him talking about the Sufis, I was like, oh my god, man! Like the Sufis.
You know what though? I must admit, when talking about Sufism, it's very difficult to like. It's like an umbrella term. It's not like one specific group. 1 second. It's not like one specific group is Sufi. Like if you were to look at some of the biggest scholars from a few hundred years ago that Salafis today look up to, they were actually Sufi as well. So it's very hard to identify what kind of Sufi we're talking about. I understand that Modi's probably referring to the sort of South Asian, Indian, Pakistani type of Sufis, but it's like an umbrella term. It's hard to like you can't just brush them with one stroke.
Yeah, I know. There's varying types, but I've met Sufis at Speaker's Corner, and a lot of them keep it secret that they're Sufi. Like they don't openly say they're Sufis. And that's not a good thing, because if you can't openly say you're Sufi, why can't you say that? There can only be one reason why, because you're fearful of people gunning for you. I'm not talking about physically. So even the Sufis, when they go down there, they do taqiyya. I think the Sufis are the biggest taqiyya specialists. I don't know about Muta though. They might do Muta.
I mean, then again, you can get Shia Sufis as well. They're not like restricted to one certain sect. They're like, it's sort of like an ideology by itself, or a way of practice, you could say. It's not like Sufis are a sort of weird sort of bunch.
Yeah, they got influenced a lot by Hindus and the some of the influence on them as well.
Sorry, who?
They had a lot of influence, at least from the Indian subcontinent. The Hindus, like I remember, there's like videos where they're at the grave. Oh, did you see the video of the flowers being put on the dude who's meditating? Oh my God, I was like laughing my ass off. There's like a Sufi a saint or someone, like he kind of looks like a Mars actually. He's a big guy and he's sitting, and all these other Muslims are like pouring flowers over him. I'm like, wow, man.
Look at Grey Dunya. Grey Dunya is in the chat. He said Sufis are a mix of Shia, Hindi, and Sunni. But he doesn't realize that Ibn Taymiyyah, one of the biggest scholars in Salafism, was also a Sufi.
I don't want to say, I don't know. I didn't want to say this, but I've spoken to Grey Dunya off camera.
Yeah.
And he's the biggest Sufi.
His background is likely to be Sufi.
No. He's told me he dances in circles and stuff.
Hi.
And no, seriously, he does. He says, look, Raj, don't tell anyone, but I do like Bhangra dancing. And I dance and I nut and I go in circles. I do this. He said he even bakes cakes on all the religious figures' day. Even, what is it? Even Christmas. He said he puts a Christmas tree up in his own home.
No, he has
Damn,
it's the palm tree. It's a palm tree. It's not the Christmas palm tree.
But he's on another level of idol worship. Like he that's what he's a shirk master. So he doesn't like telling people because he doesn't want to get in trouble. But he told me he loved dancing, singing, and all that. But I think that's really important. Like the dancing and the singing, yeah. I don't see what the issue these hardliners have with these individuals. They're praying. They're not singing like rap music, are they?
I like the dancing.
Maybe
it's pretty
are.
cool.
Maybe they are.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, but then like just because the thing is, I can understand singing like when you're listening to hip hop and stuff. They start even the Bhangra now. I was listening to Punjabi music, and even there was a whole song here, a Punjabi track about drinking. Yeah, like the guys are putting alcohol in their cornflakes. Did you know that, Raindrop?
Oh my god, no. I get pissed off. I don't like the modern day Punjabi music. It just pisses me off. I get pissed off.
There's been some great tracks, but there was one track, I'm going to find it, but I was just sitting there like, what are you doing? And they had the track, there was these two, they were obviously Sikh because they've got it, but they didn't have a turban on or pug on. But they were drinking, and there was a scene where they were putting alcohol in their cornflakes in the morning, kind of hiding it from people. And it was just embarrassing. I was like, what are you doing, man? Like, and the thing is, the worst thing is, I think it's on the channel, Brit Asia. Brit Asia?
No, which one?
No, so it's called Brit Asia, and Brit Asia, they also play Sikh religious music as well.
Oh, God.
So today I had the channel on, yeah, and so 1 minute they were having that, and the next minute they had a kind of like a it's not really good, but it's not really Bart or anything, but it's like a Sakhi just been story about, I think it's Guru Arjan Dev Ji. And so you think about it, you've got in 1 minute you have the alcohol and stuff, and then in the next kind of song you've got about religious figures.
Yeah, no, like I don't know if you've seen the video by Jagraj. He was talking about how like it's becoming like a fashion statement in Punjab, where like if you're like a little bit rich family, you keep the Guru Granth Sahib Ji in your house, and it's like in their house they just put the Guru Granth Sahib Ji upstairs in in the room, like they have their own room, but downstairs they have a little mini bar, and they're having a barbecue.
Well, this is the thing. Our community has our own problems as well, and I could never imagine a Muslim channel having music and then having a religious song about their faith on the same channel, and it happens also with PTC Punjabi. PTC?
Yeah,
Punjabi?
I know PTC. Yeah.
They're owned by Badal, and they have the exclusive rights to broadcast from the Golden Temple. Now, on my sister's channels, on the channels, when I was looking through I think there's broadcasting from Mecca as well. Yeah. Now, in that particular broadcast from Mecca, it's exclusively religious. Yeah, because they're broadcasting from their most holiest place. But on PTC Punjabi, do you know the amount of bullshit that's on there? Have you watched PTC Punjabi?
No, not that much.
So they have so imagine, just so that people understand, if you're Muslim, you have a channel which is broadcasting from your most holiest place. So say Mecca, we have it from Harminder side, which is the Golden Temple. Then when that's over, I think it lasts for 3 hours, they then have advertising alcohol, which is against Sikhism, advertising meat. I've seen videos of eating chicken and stuff like that, advertising all this bullshit, and then I have all these music videos on there that are promoting alcohol and stuff like that. So this is the thing with Sikhs. We don't take things serious enough in terms of that. Like if you're going to broadcast from the Golden Temple, have it on an exclusive channel. Don't have it on a channel which is going to start having other stuff which is against the faith. Yeah, so I was like, oh my God, man. What's he saying? Everyone's saying I got a new beanie hat. Let me say
G-Star Raw.
I got loads of these. I got 6 of these.
Oh,
Let me say something to you. G-Star is quite a cool brand, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, let me say something. I started the G-Star being cool. Yeah. And I brought a G-Star top around 12 years ago. I can't remember how long ago it was, when no one even knew what G-Star was. And I started wearing it, and then I set the trend for the world. No, not really. I didn't really set the trend, but I was wearing it. And then after a while, I started realizing people started wearing G-Star. I've got like 6 of these G-Star hats. My biggest problem is that when I get fixated with a particular type of clothing, yeah, I don't like to change it. The only reason I changed this today is because my other one, I can't remember what's it's over there. I couldn't be bothered to go. I left it somewhere else. I can't find it, so I decided to put this one on rather than look around. So yeah, I am cool, man. Look, G-Star. I just don't. I don't like the way it feels though. I'm more about, some people will wear clothing for the way it looks and they don't care how it feels. I'm the total opposite. I don't care how it looks. I like the way it feels. If it feels comfortable and it looks like shit, I will wear it. Yeah, because I mean my other hat looks like shit, but it's one of the most comfortable hats.
The Adidas one.
Yeah, I've got like 3 of those anyway. But I've got 6 of these. I need to really start wearing them more. What do you think? It's quite a nice hat.
You know what? I used to have that exact hat in a cream color when I was.
No! Don't say that.
When I was 14.
They're gonna say now that you brought me the hats.
No, it was a popular hat. G-Star was really
No,
popular.
you don't understand what these guys are like. They're gonna do a live stream exclusive. JK admits he wears the same hat as Raj. Exclusive.
I was 15.
Raj is now being funded by JK through the hat. Yeah, this is how they're gonna this is how they're gonna twist the whole thing. Bullet's here. Let me show Bullet to everybody because they don't want to see you. They want to see Bullet.
Oh God, the black dog.
Bullet, say hello. Let me give you something to eat. Is he on there? I don't even know. The problem is there's a delay here. This is what I don't like about this thing. There's a delay in the live stream. Yeah, and I can't tell what the hell's going on. All right, let me try and do this. Oh, here you are, Bullet. Say hello. Here, eat this. Oh, I don't like. One thing I don't like is when dogs they try and eat from your hand. Because this dog's got sharp teeth. Last time it bit me, so I don't like to.
My dog has sharp nails. Like her nails really.
Let's have a look at your nails, YouTube. Let's have a look at your nails. Show them your nails. Are you scared, JK?
The dog? No, I'm not.
Yeah, the black dog.
I've been chased by many dogs.
No, but are you scared? Because the angels can't come in now.
No, don't worry. Don't worry.
Now, I'll tell you something about this dog here. The thing is, he's a friendly dog, but when you take him out, he's a bloody nightmare, man, because he gets really aggressive with other dogs. So what happens is that the reason people were saying yesterday when I read back that I'm doing animal cruelty by not taking him out because I'm not gonna walk him. But the problem is that in this area that my sister lives is very posh, yeah, and there's actually a dog home. I don't want to say too much. I'm not gonna say actually, but let's just say there's a dog place where they train dogs for the blinds, which is just literally like a 2-second walk. What am I talking about? Let's say very close. So what happens? You have loads of dogs walking around this area, and when he sees another dog, he goes freaking crazy, man. Like he goes crazy. He when it comes to human beings, he's actually really, really nice. But when it comes to other dogs, you can't think. And I took him out one time, and he nearly attacked the dog. And I'm telling you something now, man. It turns real freaking messy when you do that. So what I've done is I said to my sister, I'm not taking the dog out. What I'll do is we got a big garden. I'll just let it run around in the garden. The other dog, the little white one, Gucci, is fine. But I think it's cruel to take one dog out and not
not the other.
So what I do is when I'm being cruel to one, I'm cruel to both of them. Yeah.
Quality.
Well, you have a backyard. I think they can run around in the backyard.
Oh no, it's a massive backyard, and the house is big as well. So I leave all the doors open and stuff, so you can run. Let me get Gucci here as well. Let me put Gucci on it for a minute. Let me put Gucci on it.
But they don't shed that much hair. My dog, she sheds a lot of hair, like a lot. Her hair is everywhere.
No, it's actually not too bad actually.
Did you see what happened between Suleiman and Zabida's husband?
No, what happened?
Oh, apparently they had some sort of Suleiman and Zubaydah had some sort of disagreement online. You know, the usual Hangout arguments. And then she confronted Suleiman, and her husband or whatever he is got involved. And then Suleiman asked him for a wrestling match. And it just turned into this really big sort of argument. But it was hilarious because, you know, when people have like really bad, I mean, I don't mean to make fun of people's English, but like when they have really bad English, but they talk as if it's their first language, and they completely mess it up. That's what that Egyptian guy was doing. It was crazy.
Oh, is it a bit like when they mock that Korean lady?
Yeah, kind of. No, I mean,
he's actually a good guy. I know him, don't I? So him and Zubaydah I know quite well now, because when I go speak his corner, I speak to those two. So he's actually quite a good guy. But him and Suleiman, the little terrorist.
Yeah. To be honest, Suleiman actually conducts himself a lot better than most Muslims at the park.
Yeah, let me tell you something now. Yeah, if I ever wanted a jihadi to live next to me, it would be Suleiman. Yeah. If you was to give me a choice, what jihadis? How I had to choose one, I would let it be Suleiman. He's like the Care Bear of jihadis. That's why I call him Care Bear. Whenever I see him, I'm not gonna lie. I just feel like saying, "Look, come home with me. I'll adopt you. Yeah, let me look after you." Yeah, because he seems so fragile. I feel sorry for him actually. I think he's kind of latched onto this Andrew Chowdhury stuff, not because he believed it, but because I think he's very small for even like he's short. He's got kind of a squeaky voice. And I'm sorry.
He has puppy dog eyes. Like
I think it gives him some sort of direction. That's some sort.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is that if he turned up here like I'm taking over the world, I'm gonna subjugate you, Sharia, I don't take him seriously. It's a bit like Abu Tablet when he's lying on that bed with his lipstick. Remember that pose he's going like this?
Yeah, I remember that. I was in the panel.
How can you take someone seriously?
Yeah, especially when he stands there with the cell phone with the uncle with the Uncle Omar on the loudspeaker. Yeah. He's on COE. It's like, oh man, what kind of bad life decisions a person.
Uncle Omar is like I hate his ideology. I don't like him, but in terms of trolling, he's like the OG of trolling.
Uncle Khalid.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when I tried. Have you seen the video when I confronted him? And he started going, look at in these eyes. Look at these eyes. And even I started looking at my own eyes funny. I was like, oh, what's wrong with them? So
I remember that.
Yeah, so when it comes to him, I'm gonna say that he's a great troller, but he's very dangerous. When it comes to Suleiman, I don't know, man. I hope he kind of, because he's one person that I actually feel sympathy for. Because I don't think he believes in what he's saying, if I'm being honest with you. Maybe I'm wrong and I'm being a bit naive, but I don't feel like he believes in what he's saying. Let me get Gucci for a minute. Let me get Gucci.
Andrew Chowdhury's out of house arrest now.
Gucci, come in.
I'd like to see him come to Speaker's Corner.
He might, but he would get bombarded by so many people. Probably
the Ali Diva would just like pounce on him.
Yeah.
Or did you see this whole beef thing between Shamsi and Ali Diva and they got the Mufti, this black guy from Queens. He's actually from Queens, so I actually know where he's from.
I've been following him for like 2 years.
Now what's gonna happen? Sorry. The bullet's gonna get very jealous. He gets very jealous. Look, whenever he sees me. What bullet?
Yeah, Bullet's jealous.
The problem is I can't hold Bullet like that, because if I hold Bullet like that, yeah, he can get quite aggressive. So I don't even take a risk. Let's make him dance. Do you want him to do a little attack dance? It looks like I'm bloody.
What breed are they?
How old do you think this dog is?
Raindrop, you go. I don't know.
Oh, I think maybe she seems kind of old now. Maybe 5, 6 years.
No, she's 13, 12, I think.
Oh, wow.
So,
How long do dogs live?
She'll be dead soon.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's quite sad. I'll be honest with you, I never really understood the relationship between dogs and their kind of owners and stuff. But now I'm going to be very sad when this little... Oh, what's wrong with you, buddy? He's going to attack him. Look how jealous he's getting. Look. Go on, fight.
Damn, he's so tired. He doesn't even want to bark right. He's like, screw it. I don't want to bark. I'm tired.
Oh my God, put it down. No. All right. Get up. All right, so that's enough. Okay, yeah. So tomorrow I'm gonna try and start. What time can you come in there, Raindrop?
Whenever you guys want. Later the better.
I'll try and do like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or something like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I will let people on. I just need to make sure. The only thing is I don't want people sharing out the link and then me having to start it. Here, bully, eat this for God's sake. Stop crying. Here. Yeah, so I don't want people kind of stinging, but I do want to get that roly-poly Mr. Amaraz on. Mr. Roly-poly. I want to ask him about his birthday celebrations.
Oh, the Prophet's birthday.
Dude, you can't be celebrating a birthday. That's like doing Christmas. No, he's not a Muslim anymore, is he?
It's a long story, but yeah, no, you should ask him.
All right, so if Muslims are saying that if you celebrate Christmas, you're doing like shirk, yeah, because you're celebrating someone's birth. He's doing the same goddamn thing, but on a next level of madness. He's buying birthday cakes, party poppers. I heard he even had one of those what they call those
what?
I don't know what like fireworks and all that kind of bullshit as well. Like he goes on a next level of madness when it comes to celebrating. So isn't that the same thing then?
Yeah, actually, it's kind of funny how you understand it, but he doesn't. He can't comprehend it because, like,
when you're looking at it from an outside perspective, when Muslims are saying you shouldn't celebrate his birthday, I understand what they're saying. It's being consistent. You can't say you can't celebrate Jesus Christ's birthday, and then you're standing there with one of those hats, a birthday cake with candles, and like dancing and stuff. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. It's the thing is in most I would say in probably most Arab countries and even most Muslims in South Asia, they do celebrate the Prophet's birthday. So although it's popular, it doesn't mean it's correct according to like Islamic legislation. So he thinks it's right just because it's popular. Well, that's not the case. It's not allowed.
Mr. Amaraz, the reason you think it's right because you're a fat prick, a roly-poly, and all you want to do, you want any excuse to eat cake.
Oh, God.
That's it. He doesn't care about anything. All he cares about is eating cake. Yeah, that's what I've realized now. Because that guy, he's got like body dysmorphia. He doesn't even understand he's a fat turd. He thinks he's skinny for some goddamn reason. I don't. But I'll tell you one thing I'm going to say. If he does come on tomorrow, I do want to ask him, why did he threaten to slap up Zubida, the Zebedee?
Did he?
Yeah. He said, I'm going to come down to Speaker's Corner. I'm going to slap you up in front of your husband.
Bloody hell.
Like, and why are people not calling him out? Because I know the Zebedee, like, and her husband, like on a personal, like I know them in real life, and that was freaking out of order, man. Like, how are you gonna say you're gonna go down Speaker's Corner and start slapping people up, especially a female?
Yes, mess up. Zubida, she gets a lot of hate. Like even when she's on, like she got attacked in the park. Like someone they violated her physically. I don't know if you got to see on Mr. X. Like,
no, I need to check it.
Yeah, it's a Somali drunk Muslim guy who grabbed her bum when they were just looking at the debate of Shamsi, and then like all hell broke loose. Like it's pathetic, because she's a Muslim woman and she gets a lot of heat for just being visible in Speaker's Corner. I think it's sad.
Yeah, but you're always going to have that with the first kind of person that does it. Do you understand? Like when I went to Speaker's Corner, look how much hate I got because the people are not used to seeing a Sikh at the park being so kind of let's just say polite or saying I pay that bullshit, man. So people are a little bit shocked seeing that. But after a while, they start to just get used to it. I think the same with the Zebedee.
Yeah, I thought it was M-Stacks. I thought it was M-Stacks because he was crying. The guy, he was like crying or something, and it kind of sounded like M-Stacks when he's like, he says, "Wariya." So I thought it was actually M-Stacks.
M-Stacks is not from
No,
London.
no, no.
He's not from London.
Don't you dare say that about M-Stacks. M-Stacks would have robbed her as well.
Because he was crying, so I thought it kind of sounded like M-Stack.
No, M-Stack would have robbed her at the same time. Don't say that he just would have just done that. M-Stack's a proper roadman. He doesn't just like molest people. He robs them at the same time by knife point. So we got to give. We know what M-Stack's like. He's like the first kind of thug sheikh. He's not one of those thug sheikhs. He walks around preaching Islam, but going on the road robbing people and thinking that that's normal behavior. Do you know who else I thought I might get on? Guess who I'm thinking about getting on, Raindrop? iRoast.
You know what? I think you should hear him out. I mean, it's kind of been going back and forth in the live chats. Even I've seen them, and I think just talk it out.
I don't look here. I don't have an issue with iRoast personally, but I don't like his kind of like bravado. That I can say whatever I want. No one's gonna, and I can still come onto the panel. No. I punished him. Yeah, I'm like, no, you're not coming onto the panel. And if I'm being honest with you, I don't think Manny would let him on Manny's panel in the first place because Manny don't like the guy. And the panel on Friday mainly is Manny. So, but as it's my panel on my particular thingy, I will let him on. And I just want to ask him a couple of questions. And I don't really have no issue with the man. I just want to know why he thinks that Speaker's Corner, which is a place for free speech and debate, he is saying that Speaker's Corner is a place of dawah. So you can't criticize anyone. You understand how stupid that is coming from a Sikh?
Yeah, no, I never heard that. Like,
you understand that? You understand that, JK? You're Sikh as well.
You know what's funny? I actually, when I was about 18, I met, which wasn't that long ago, but when I was 18, I met a Basics of Sikhi in my campus when I was in sixth form. And I thought all Sikhs were like, I mean, obviously I knew loads of Sikhs growing up as well, especially in my area, but most of them are calm. But when I came across you, I understand why people are surprised.
Oh my God. The thing is, most people, let me say something to you, they don't express their views. But I have to admit, I'm an outsider.
Trust me, I've known Sikhs that who are full on violent, like they're like fights and drug dealers and everything. And I know ones that are really good as well. I've seen the spectrum. But like they've always been sort of calm on the calmer side.
I don't know what you're talking about, JK. All the Sikhs I met are always like hot tempered. I think Raj is pretty moderate. Like he's pretty level headed.
I think trust me. When Sikhs have got some of the hottest tempers, but I understand what you're saying. In the way that I do it is very strategic in that way. But if you see a Sikhs arguing, like it gets freaking crazy. Like, chapter 9, big up chapter 9. I need to get chapter 9 on here. Chapter 9 we'll do. So with chapter 9, I want to do a more serious. Actually, I'm going to get chapter 9 on tomorrow to chat to him. Chapter 9, can you jump onto my live stream tomorrow? Chapter 9. Oz! Takes freaking ages, man. Can you jump?
You saw the black dog.
I don't know. He's not. But I'll try and get him on because I'll give you a time, but I'll do the depression one on your one as well. So I've been so busy. You know what it is? Yeah, I want to do. So what I'll do is I'll get a chapter 9 because I want to ask him a couple of questions about this whole freaking Paul Matthews ever have a witty? I can't say that. Oh my God, I was about to say something. We can't be rude. Come on, guys. So the thing is, I want to get chapter 9 on. We started a kind of a conversation about depression and stuff on his channel, but I've been so freaking busy. I haven't been able to. The problem with the topic about depression is if you go onto the channel when you're not in the right frame of mood, and you start giving bad advice, like I'll be like, like shouting, it doesn't come across. The message you're trying to portray can be more damaging. So I'm very careful when I talk about depression, in kind of what state of mood I am. So what I'll do with chapter 9, I'm going to get chapter 9 on tomorrow as well. And then what I'll do is I'll go onto his channel. We'll talk about depression on his as well.
You're gonna get big odds on.
Yeah, I want to chat to Big Art. I don't know what's wrong with Big
There's a
Art.
bit of a rift between you. From what I see.
There can only be a rift if something happened. Like, I don't even know what's happened. It's
so
like,
why is he agitated then?
I don't know. I still don't know. I haven't got a clue. Like, I'm just jumping onto a panel and he's calling me out. And so I want to get him on. I want to get him on just to figure out what the hell is going on. Like, the thing is that I haven't seen him for 6-7 weeks. Now, the only thing I can think of, it's a bit like when you've got these possessive girlfriends.
Oh, God.
And I think he's kind of like misses me and he's angry that I'm not communicating with him. Because for the last couple of weeks, I've been totally ignoring people. I've been doing my own thing. And when I was going onto his live panel just to listen and I'd comment, he would then start saying, "Rah, jump on the panel. They think you're a pussy, blah, blah." So trying to antagonize me to come onto the panel. But I wasn't in the mood to come on this. So maybe he's just a bit pissed off about that I didn't kind of rise to his kind of rise to the bait. But I will try and get him on. I've got no issue with Big Arts. So I don't know why. Because last time, did you hear, like, I went into Raspix and he was calling me out for no goddamn reason. Did you hear?
No, I didn't see that.
No, I didn't see that one.
I went into Raspix and I was just commenting, and he was live on there somewhere.
Oh, that was the day I was on.
Yeah, and then he was like, "Oh, Raj, you better get off the panel. Don't chat, otherwise I'm gonna hot you up."
I think something might have been a bit off that day.
No. But it's not just that day. I've been on like, even when I've just seen him write stuff. Oh, Raj, and I don't know what the problem is. Like, if I knew what the problem is, yeah, that would be fine. But I don't even know what's going on. I've been completely to myself. I haven't really discussed anything too controversial. I haven't really said anything. The only thing I think I might have talked. What did we talk about the other week? Maybe some of the stuff I said on Manny's channel, because that's the only channel I've really been on. I haven't really been around talking to anyone. Let me see what people are saying then. Let me see what's going on. Maybe people on the thing. Raj, where have you been? I've been on the moon. Where do you think? Bandamore, Raj, do your thing, King. Yeah, thanks, man. We'll get chapter 9 on. Chapter 9. I want to ask him some questions though about what's going on, but I don't want to get him in trouble. So
he's been in some sort of controversy as well, hasn't he?
I don't know what, because the thing is, I'm just randomly checking live streams and I'm getting half story. You know, like just a little snippet of a controversy, but I have no understanding of the whole context.
I haven't seen Ralph either for a while. Ralph.
Yeah, I don't know where Ralph's gone, man. He's freaking run off as well. Oh, hard sing what a watch. Oz was getting rattled with Amraz over who was a better martial artist. Mr. Amraz, that roly-poly prick. All he can do in martial arts is sumo wrestling, that fat turd. How was he doing freaking... now, do you know the thing I've realized about Mr. Amraz? He lies a lot. Or he exaggerates to make people think he's some kind of maniac. Because you remember those emails he sent me? I don't know. You remember when I read those emails out? Yeah. And he was like, "Oh, I'm on the freaking, I've got a parole officer, whatever it is. I'm this. I've got to tell them when I lose my temper, I'm going to do this and all that." And I just said to him, "Listen here, do it. I don't give a shit." So I don't know if he's does it to make people think he's crazy, so people are scared to kind of call him out. What do you think? Because I still don't know, because he runs his mouth a lot.
He's too scared now to come on Art's panel, because he got roasted by Art for like 4 hours, in which they were roasting him so hard, and they had memes of him. So he's too scared to show up.
Give me those memes. I need to find the channel.
Actually, no. He apologized and he jumped back on, so he's cool with Art now. He apologized.
I think then Ars took down the video of the 4-hour roast. Oh man, that shit was epic.
I've been trying to look for that roast. I haven't found it.
Oh my god, dude, it was brutal. It was 4 hours with Bob and like all the jihadis, going at him. Like, damn, they had some creative. Like, you have to give them points on the creativity with the way they used the memes, with his picture, with the face. So they cut and copy and pasted his face onto like these Barelvi Sufi saints and stuff, like celebrating different things. They even had one of you, you and him.
Oh, he must have loved that one.
Yeah, he was like,
can I try and get a what questions you, Raj, shot away? I'll ask. I want to. I don't know, man. I don't want to get chapter 9. I'll invite you, and if you don't want to answer, then don't answer. I wanted to kind of talk about what's going on with Respect and all that. I don't know what's happening because like I saw a live stream and I think Respect was gunning for him again for some goddamn reason. And I thought everything had kind of settled now, which is but then again, that was a couple of weeks ago. What did get you on anyway?
We should try to get Bob on as well, but he has so many trolls.
Try and get Sia live on as well.
Yeah.
I want to get a roster.
Yeah, we don't get this Abu Jimmy character, this hacker. He's the one who comes on R's channel and he hacks it or something.
Yeah, but when you hacks it, you can just start another. Another live stream, can't you?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah. So get scared, everyone. Look, there's a devil in the house. No angels allowed. What is the real story with the black dog then, JK?
I don't know why there's so much haters about that.
I've never read it, so I don't know.
So tomorrow, I do want to ask on a sensible level, like maybe with Asif. If Asif said, what is the problem with the black dog? Why is this particular colored dog such a problem?
I'll look it up. I probably have some sort of it's probably written in some book I have.
Yeah, because it's specifically black dogs, and I don't know why. Raj, you're all right. So what I'll do is tomorrow I'll try and start around 8 o'clock, and then I'll let the live stream run, and if I'll let people on, man. But you got it. If you hack, if you try and say somehow I'm going to try and make sure they don't send the link out. But then again, if they do, I just start again, don't I? It's not a big deal, is it? I don't know why I'm making such a big deal out of it.
Yeah, I think some people are frustrated to start the whole stream again.
But I'm not going to be doing this all the time. I'm only doing it this. I'm only doing this week, so it's not really a big deal to me. If it's just one day that I do it, I'd love to put the link out on the stream.
No, I don't do that.
But I'll put so much freaking trolls in it, man. It'll be our next level of madness. What else has been? What else do you think? Who else do you think I should have on there? Have a quick little think.
Banksy.
Oh, Banksy's a given, man. Oh, James Speaker's Corner. I want to get James Speaker's Corner, the one that was the cowboy.
James is too shook. He's never gonna show up.
No, I'm talking about James.
Oh, James. Oh, yeah. We have to give Baya to James Speaker's. Big up, James.
Where you gone, Gucci? Where is he gone? I don't know where the freaking. Yeah, I'm still. The only thing is, I'm gonna be. I think the weather's gonna warm up this week. Hopefully, I can let the dogs out into the garden, and then I might do a live stream from the garden.
It's raining where I am. Is it raining where you are?
It was raining earlier today, but the weather is showing that it's gonna start warming up. So I'm hoping to let the dogs out, run around, and do a live stream. So I don't know. I don't really much more I want to do on here, man. Unless you guys have got something to say.
You just have a free for all. Just whatever happens, happens.
Why don't
classic moments?
What I might do, just this one time, because I want to end the show. Should I put the link into the thingy and see what happens?
Yeah.
Let's go. Let
me just do it. I'll just say something. I'm gonna end the show anyway. And I might as well figure out what happens. Nothing's gonna happen to my computer, though, is it, JK?
No, it doesn't happen. Don't worry.
Nothing's gonna happen to my YouTube account.
No.
All right, let's put the link in there. What I'm gonna do, this is the one time I'm putting the link in. I'm gonna shut the show anyway, so I'm not gonna really talk. Let's just see what comes up.
Leave it for like 10-15 minutes or something.
Yeah, I'm not gonna really talk, so let's see what happens.
I'll be back.
There's a way that Raspek he does it. He has like a little room. So what he does is I'll tell you what to do. Like when we hand, he has a little room that he allows anyone to come in, and then he monitors it. The people he recognizes, he'll give the link. Then the people he doesn't recognize, he kicks them out.
Yeah. So let me just let's see what happens.
Shaxi Fuddu, come on.
Shaq Ace. So
Raj, I don't know why you call your dog Gucci, man. It should be called.
Who's this?
It's all
chapter 9, big up.
I'll big up chapter 9, but I think I know who's
Raj, I don't know why you call your dog Gucci, man. It should be called High Tech.
You're doing shirk. You're worshipping me. It's Ramadan.
Your dog should be called High Tech.
Hey, it's Ramadan, man. Why are you doing shirk in this holy month? I'm your God. What are you doing on it? Oh God, man, what's going on? Oh, what's happening in chapter 9?
Greetings.
You're looking at Obi-Wan Kenobi. What's going on?
No, look, what are you saying, King? You good?
Who's that?
Hey, big up Banksy.
Oh my God! I put Banksy.
No, this is not Banksy. This is Wanksy.
Oh, but
no, this is Banksy.
Let me say something to this COE here. You've got a freaking Bud Ding Ding accent, yeah, in the beginning of your videos now. Isn't that a bit racist? Have you heard it?
Content over everything. Content over everything. It sounds like he paid some dude from Fiverr to do a content over everything shout out.
How do I look? I'm making a grown man turn into a pigeon again.
Yeah, I don't know why they do the pigeon song.
Let me say something to you. Only I can turn a bunda, a person, into a pigeon, into another animal, like this pussy O'Shakes. How are you embarrassing yourself, you little turd? What are you jumping on and doing pigeon noises for?
I'd like to say happy Ramadan to all the kuffars and the pork eaters.
Yeah, big up.
Hello, Banksy.
Banksy, allow me, fam. Come on, I'm a Muslim. Don't do me like that, fam.
Raj, you pigeon.
I do want to say on a serious note that hopefully everyone can lose a bit of weight, you fat prick.
Who's Shaft?
Shaq. I think his name is Shaq.
No, I see him as he looks like a shaft of a penis. So I'm gonna go with that.
Shaq is one of my.
Hey,
Raj, I'm your biggest fan, man. Raj, honestly, I love your Rayla. Raj.
You have people here that jump on.
Raj,
I don't know why you call your dog Gucci. It should be called High Tech.
Yeah, I know you're funny, you little prick.
The dog is called Kufar.
But the thing is, you've had your time here. I don't know. You're not funny enough, man. Let's get some good trolls.
I've got the dog's name is called Mortadin. Mortad. Come here, Mortad.
Can I say something here? I'm putting the link out. Let's get some good trolls. Not some.
Yeah, you're gonna get a bag of trolls, fam.
Yeah, but I want quality, man.
Hey, chapter 9. Chapter 9. How's your eye recovering from fucking Jedi's little swipe?
Bro,
are you alright, dude? Dude, you should have been ducking and diving, bobbing and weaving, man. What happened to float like a butterfly?
I look pretty, fam.
You floated like a warthog and got smacked.
I saw Oz here, because we did now Troy once he was doing a little kind of like live cam for me. He wasn't doing it. But basically I saw him, he was totally fine, and I heard that he didn't even move when he got hit. Like, you know,
Ottoman blood.
It was like a freaking like a statue. So,
oh, did you? Yeah, that's why you had a fucking black eye. You should have moved. What is wrong with you? You should have fucking moved. You saw that fucking hammer fist coming at you. You fucking move. Don't get all fucking big on me and fucking stand there and take a punch.
Hey, listen, if I was afraid of death, then boy, I wouldn't be anywhere in life. You understand?
Yeah, I can see you made it as like the next Steve Jobs. So your track record of success is definitely inspiring to me.
Funny guy. You know what, Banksy? You're a funny guy still. I'll give you that. You've got some comedy. Still.
No, but dude, you should.
We're saying, how's the weight?
You should have ducked, man. You should have ducked. He's slow and big. That's the only thing. He's big, but he's slow.
No.
This guy.
Hold on. That day he wasn't slow. Like he went straight off. But I was shocked about the hit as well. Like it just come out of nowhere. So
yeah, that's not a fair. It's not a fair fight. You know.
Of course, it wasn't a fair fight. Jedi is like fucking 20 it was like 3 stone, 4 stone heavier than him, about 4 foot taller.
It's stupid. It's stupid.
Of course, it's not a fair fight.
Let's get Grey Junior on.
Are you mad at getting that freaking King of the 10 inches on?
Why do you want that idiot on there that sits with people and calls for people's heads, fam? Allow me.
No. He's a fake. He's really a Sufi. He dances and celebrates birthdays.
You know, he told me he's a Naqshbandi. He's a secret Sufi.
Yeah, no, he's a full-on Sufi. He told me last time he loves to dance, swirl about.
Is there a difference between grey dunya and black dunya?
Yeah.
Yeah, Black Dunya is the
Yeah, 2 different people.
Oh,
the guy. Oh look, Yazid. Is it?
What are you saying? Shia.
Oh, this is that batty boy Yazid.
Yo, Ozzy pussy, yo. Ozzy pussy, yo.
Is that Yazid?
Yazid, didn't I see you on Grindr last week?
It's
What are
great.
you saying, pussy boy?
Yazid, you're gonna have to change your profile on Grindr, man. People know who you are.
Let me talk
One
to
at a
you.
like that.
time. One at a time.
This waste, man.
Yo, Ozzy pussy, yo. You're carrying folders for us.
Your Grindr profile is not happening, dude.
Pussy.
And you have no abs.
Ozzy.
Quit trying to pretend you've got abs on Grindr, man. Nobody's buying that.
Hey, pussy,
So
hey,
he's got 10 inches. A man with no
hey, Ozzy pussy, yo. You carrying folders for us, yeah?
What's going on? King of the 10 inches?
Wet you. Soft wet you.
Ozzy, he's trying to
Wet
cook. He's trying to
little
cook.
you.
Yeah?
So Yazid, how many big black men have massaged your colon for you? I just need a number, like a ballpark number.
He's still in hiding.
5, 10,
He's
15.
hiding. He's still in hiding.
How many times have you had your prostate checked by a non-doctor,
You got your boy
non-medical
Banksy talking for you.
individual?
Who is now?
You got your boy Banksy talking for you.
One at a time, innit?
What are you saying, Fastio?
Waste, man.
You got the
Waste, man.
postcode. Come see me when you're
Look,
ready, innit?
The guys who tell you that they're from the NHS and they have to check your prostate are not real doctors. I just want to let you know.
You're Ozzy, look
You're
at pussy.
pussy, bro.
The NHS doesn't make house calls to check your prostate.
SE15,
SE15,
SE15, Fastio, come back to me when you're ready. Anytime you faggot.
I don't understand what you're saying. I don't understand your street hoodlum language. You don't have to speak English to me.
Everybody needs
You're
to
your little spastic friend that got exposed.
One at a time, man. One at a time.
Right. So Gay Junior's on. He's one of our greatest ever guests, the king of the 10 inches.
One at a time.
Gag reflex. Now, Gay Junior.
Hey, pussy,
I put your pussy out to your face like 10 times. How come you didn't do nothing? I thought you were a roadman.
Oh, Yazid is a roadman.
Yeah, he's a roadman.
Well, I mean, he blows a lot of men by the side of roads, but I don't know what definition of roadman you're using here.
Yeah, he's a roadman.
Look, it's not easy hitchhiking from London to Scotland, okay? You're going to have to take a shot in the face once or twice.
Hey, this was for you, pussy.
It's the unspoken rule of the road.
Alright.
Hey Banksy, I swear you was a Shiite before.
I know. I've had a Shiite earlier on tonight, but I'm good now.
Yeah,
I think I ate something bad at lunchtime, but I had a big Shiite. I feel cleansed.
Banksy, you claim like you was a Muslim before,
Yazid, dude,
from a start,
dude, your Grindr profile is just not working out, man. I got a lot of bad feedback from that.
Anyway, I got 1 minute. Anyway, I got 1 minute. Need to go win.
So, is your Adam's apple growing back?
No, that was a penis that was shoved down his throat last time you saw. That wasn't an Adam's apple. That was a dude's fucking bellend.
No, what it is, he's been taking so many 20 inches. His Adam's apple got wrecked. It's gone.
Why he ran away? He ran away.
All right. Yeah. Oh, that's all right then. So I need to check this out.
Raj, what happened to the flute that you used to take?
Oh, he's got it up his backside probably. But the thing is about Gay Dunya, yeah. Let me say something about Gay Dunya, yeah. I saw him like, you know, he's always trolling me when I'm doing my talks and stuff in the background, bitching and whining like a little pussy hole. And I called him a pussy hole to his face 10 times in the middle of the night in Speaker's Corner when no one was there. And that little road man, he's supposed to be a next drug dealer, did shit. So he's not really that tough. If this fat roly-poly Raj here can call you a pussy to your face like 10 times and still walk out of Speaker's Corner, you're not as much as a thug as you thought. Because there's all this kind of freaking, there's all this kind of like talk about him being some freaking, because he made Rat Boy run around naked, didn't he? Is it? Yeah, because Rat Boy done something. He made him run around.
I heard about that.
And as he was running, he had a flute up his ass.
That was Black Dunya, not Grey Dunya.
What?
I'm not sure which one it is.
Yeah. No, it was Grey Dunya. They had a problem, and what is it? A big odds let slip that he made him run around naked while kids chasing him and shit like that. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's sad.
Right,
it's a violation.
Let's see if anyone else has got the guts to jump in.
Shall I share the link on Discord?
Oh, no. I don't want people from Discord. This is not. Oh, so chapter 9, Oz.
Fire away, G.
Your bloody noise with that. What's in the background? Is that some kind of...
It's the rain. It's the rain, bro.
Are you wanking with the sandpaper again, Oz? I told you, stop it. You go blind.
This guy.
What I'll do tomorrow, jump on as well, because I'm going to end the stream in a bit anyway. But I'll jump on for definite and try and schedule a show about depression for our favorite ever topic. You know, me and Oz have got the best ever feel-good topic about depression and suicide and how to combat it. This is like what we're doing on a Saturday. So it's a serious show. So we'll do that on Saturday. And hopefully I'm trying to think of a time to arrange it for like 7 o'clock or something, and I'll contact you just to confirm whether I can definitely do it around 7. We've been trying to do that for a while.
If anything, we'll talk about it tomorrow, innit? On your show, innit? I'll jump on tomorrow as well, innit?
Yeah, no, but the thing is, this show is going to be, you can jump on, but I don't want to be talking about depression on this show because it's
obviously, bro, come on.
Yeah, I know, but it might, because we're doing your show, we'll do it. Oh, look at this! Don't make fun of Captain.
Is this Uncle Beret?
Don't make fun of Captain.
Guy from Gang.
No, it's not him really. He's doing something silly. He's doing something silly. I'm
not the real captain. I don't think that's the real captain.
It's not the real captain. It's not the real captain. No, he's not.
No, it's not the real captain.
I know Captain. He's a good guy, man. Oh, look who's here!
Muhammad something.
The robber.
Is it M-Stacks?
It's M-Stacks, the thug. This guy is that Muslim that robs people, stabs them up and.
No, he was crying. He was crying on the Mr. X video when they found him drunk.
Dude, why are you preaching Islam when you're walking around like a thug saying it's okay to rob man?
Who said that it's okay to rob man?
That's what he said, Muhammad Islam. He said, that he's always going on about Islam. But when he comes on you, he's like, it's okay to rob people, be a mob, be a thug on the street. He's both. He's a thug and it's about Muslims. Think about that.
Because he's a gangster, isn't it?
Wow. It's a bit like being a roadman and being a speaker.
I'll be real, fam. I don't think them two mingle. You get me? I don't think they actually mesh well together, fam.
How much shirk have you done today, Muhammad? How much shirk? Have you been eating cake with Mr. Amaraz?
What are you saying, man? What are you speaking about, man?
We're talking about Abu Tablet, your boyfriend.
My boyfriend. Filthy large one.
Yo, your mic is bad.
Hey, listen. We was talking about the flute that went up. What's his name's bottom? Gay Dunya's bottom.
Oh, Gay Dunya, yeah, it's still up there.
Raj's flute that disappeared, fam.
No, it's not my flute. My flute's tiny. He could take a 50-inch.
He's got several flutes. He's got like a whole fucking symphony orchestra up his ass.
Let me tell you something. If he tried to put my
it's a Philharmonic, bro.
He could play the Star Wars fucking theme tune out of his asshole right now.
Pin into a black hole. Man. No, the flute I'm talking around is around 20 inches long and around 50 inches in girth.
It's in the British Museum.
Yo, can I ask a question about M-Stacks?
Yeah, go on.
Yo, M-Stacks, you here?
No, he's robbing.
No, Don Mac. He's not HIV positive. He's C sharp.
You know what I'm saying, man?
Yo,
Ramadan Mubarak to the people, man.
Ramadan.
You hear me?
Yeah.
So how many people have you robbed today, M-Stacks?
Yo, shut up, Raj, but shut up.
I want to know what's with these Muslims on these kuffar channels, man. Aren't you supposed to be Ramadan ding-donging tonight? Aren't you going to be tainted by these kuffars, the murtads?
They love me. They're doing their pilgrimage to Raj.
Just remember, Muhammad, the angel on your left shoulder is writing down all the gay jokes, and the angel on your right shoulder is writing down all the kuffar jokes.
Banksy, I heard your Shia, man. What you said? I heard your Shia.
No, I took a big Shiite this morning. I'm okay now. It was. I had a bit of tight cramping in my stomach, but I'm okay.
You were a Shia back in the day, man.
So what if he was though? I do a Sufi.
He was a Shia, yeah, and he was whipping himself on that. Yo, he was whipping himself on that. He was whipping himself.
You get with Mr. Amaz. Mr. Amaz is a Sufi.
Mr. Amaz, he's a cool guy, man. Yo, from my area, man.
He celebrates Muhammad's birthday with Christmas cakes, party poppers, balloons.
I celebrate Muhammad's birthday with a nice bottle of single malt whiskey.
Yo, Banksy, internet trolling. That's why.
Nice glass of vodka. Russian.
Banksy, I won't say this to our face, isn't it? He's the internet troll, man. He's a
people. Hold on, Banksy. Let me ask him a question. Let me say something to you. Yeah? Muhammad Islam, why is your boyfriend Abu Tablet so?
He's not my boyfriend, first of all. Yeah, to allow that.
Why is Abu Tablet your boyfriend so cute?
Why? Like, how is he my boyfriend, first of all?
Because he likes the feminine.
I said, why is he so cute?
Raj, why are you so ugly?
I know why I am, because I've got a big nose and a busted up face. But why is Abu Tablet so cute?
Penguin, man. Remind me of that guy from Batman, and that penguin guy.
I know, but why is Abu Tablet so cute? And why is Abu Tablet cutest jihadi?
I don't know, man. You have to ask him that question, man. You have to ask him that question.
I actually might let him on, because the way he sat down, you like Cleopatra with lipstick on his mouth on that freaking picture is a work of art. You know, they should have actually painted that.
M-Stacks is trying not to laugh.
They should have actually put.
I haven't seen that, you know.
It was a Titanic painting. It was a painting on Titanic, you know.
Oh my god, it's beautiful. Like, if any man can pass it as a woman, it's Abu Tablet. Yeah.
He's got good features, you know. He has got good features.
1 minute. I got a question for Raj. Raj, why are you calling the next man cute though, fam? That's a bit worrying.
He's handsome.
Let me say something. Abu Tablet is so feminine, yeah. He's actually cute. Yeah, this is the thing. Look at the picture and you'll see that his face could have passed for a female with no freaking surgery, no makeup, no nothing. It doesn't mean I fancy him though. I'm not into it.
Yeah, because we're Somalis, and that's Somalis for you, man. Somalis are natural, innit? So let's leave it like that.
Oh, stop! You're trying to back the thing up, M-Stacks. One fam.
Somalis.
Dude, I'm dissing you little prick. I said he looked like a feminine, like a woman. Are you saying all Somalians look like women? You're embarrassing yourself, you little turd.
Somalis don't get head late.
I said that this freaking degenerate Abu Tablet looked like a woman, and he's got a face here. And you're saying all Somalian men look like that, including yourself. Are you saying that you look like a female as well?
M-Stacks, you fucked up that one still.
I'm gonna lose that one because I was trolling you little prick. And you're saying, nah, all Somalians are cute, man. Yeah, we all look like that. Yeah, have you seen Black Hawk Down? We all know Adult tablet.
You're hearing your own voice, man. You heard what I said to you. I said Somalis get their hate till late. We don't get our hair till about 30, something like that.
Oh, so you're pubeless like Mr. Amraz.
Oh, your dad's pubeless, man.
Oh, you got no pubes.
Your dad's pubeless.
M-Stats, allow the dad, man.
No.
What's this hate?
Let me ask you a question. You're saying you Somalians don't grow pubes or hair. So
listen, your Raj. I heard your hairline started from
at what
Raj.
At what age do you grow pubes in the Somalians?
No, Raj. He shaves them. You know how they like it, shaven haven.
I heard Banksy's a Shia, man. He whips himself on that.
He shaves it for his boyfriend so that his boyfriend can cup his balls just right.
Oh my god.
There is some obsession, with Mr. Amraz, that roly-poly fat prick. He's always going on about pubes.
Raj, man. Raj. Why are you begging out Mr. Amraz, man? Like, he's dead, fam. Why you keep mentioning his name for?
Mr. Amraz,
Why you keep mentioning his name for? Are you a dickhead?
Let me say you why. What do you think about Mr. Amraz constantly celebrating Muhammad's birthday?
Man, that's innovation. We've seen before, man. Listen, it's right, man.
Do you agree with that?
Yo, who is he though? For real, I don't know who man is, bro.
He's the guy from our
city.
Yeah,
he's from my side. He's from my side.
Oh, he's from your side.
Me and M-Stats from the same city.
I don't know why Raj is onto him, man. This filthy Raj,
man. Obviously, Raj, why are you onto him, fam? Tell us.
Let me explain why I'm onto this guy here, because this fat roly-poly prick sent me like 10 emails saying, Raj, I've just come out of jail. I'm gonna do this to you. I'm gonna do that to you if you don't apologize to me. Raj, cut your pubes. If you don't cut your pubes, I'm gonna do this to you. Blah blah blah. So I got like 10 filthy emails from him, and on top of that, this guy calls everyone fat. That they're this, that they're hairy, and this guy's the biggest hairy, fat, pubeless prick that I've ever freaking met. So all I'm saying about this guy, he's a filthy degenerate. He also threatened to knock out Zabida, who's a female, online, and none of you guys are gonna call him out on there and say like this guy's a freaking.
No, I can't condone that. He's a pussy hole for even say what he said to you. Still, I'm not gonna.
No, you know what he said to Zabida online? He said, "I'm gonna come speak as corner. I'm gonna bust you up in front of your husband."
Yo, bun Raj. Raj is chatting shit, man. Raj is chatting shit.
You little prick. Ask for run things.
Father done nothing, man.
Raj, I can't stamp that. The first mosque that was built in England was the Fetih of England, fam. Still.
So let me show you how much the kuffars run things. You're rejected, you little prick. Big up the kuffars. We run things. Like I'm running this panel. I'm bored.
Oh my god.
Let me say something here. If you're gonna come onto this panel, have some freaking balls. So far, everyone that's jumped on at the moment, are complete pussios. And so I'm not having no fun because it's too easy. I need a challenge. So I will be bringing people on that are more challenging tomorrow. But I need to end the stream anyway. But what I'll do tomorrow, let me say something to you. The beginning of the stream, I will do. Banksy, can you jump onto my stream tomorrow? Banksy.
Yo, dude, I'll try. I'll be honest. I'm not entirely sure how soon I'll be back home tomorrow, but as soon as I am.
I'm going to start around 8. Colin's on. Yo, what's going on?
We have our man from KFC.
Oh, right. You should have kicked M-Stats. I wanted to hear him and Colin talk.
I just wanted to wish happy Ramadan to everybody. Hope you're all doing well. And how's your fasting going? Raj, I heard you got this fasting with the
Same to you.
Yeah, I've already eaten as a Q, man. That's why my freaking throat is like gay.
You're on fire. You're on fire right now.
Is it rude to call grey dunya gay dunya as somebody who's gay yourself? Do you think it's rude to say that?
No, we have to. We have to use these terms.
Oh, okay.
It's the only way we're gonna be able to cross the bridge between gay and straight people. But that's my theory.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think of Abu Tabla? Do you think he is the epitome of a feminine Somalian?
So he's like a twink.
Yeah, he's a twink.
Yeah.
What's a twink? What is that?
A twink. Okay, so in the gay community, you have different terminologies for different body types. Yeah, Raj.
I know what twink is. As soon as he said it, I was like, yeah.
What is it? What is it?
So like a twink is
like when you get these basically apple tablet. So whenever you think of a twink now, just think of apple tablet. Very skinny, effeminate, have no like they're literally on the borderline of being a girl. Yeah, like literally, just one kind of like little change in their face or something like that, they could turn into a feminine or a female, stuff like that. So yeah, I would say he's a twink. I want to try and get Abel Tablet on tomorrow actually, and see if I can get him on there for him to answer some questions about some of the stuff he's been saying recently. With
you know, the thing about him though, to be fair, he is an intelligent person, and you can have a proper discussion with him if it's one-to-one.
Well, let me say something. I know I'm always ripping into little Apple Tablet, but I actually get on with him.
Yeah.
When I was at Speaker's Corner, he's one of those type of individuals that is hard to hate, but it's very fun to rib him, like to make fun of him. But I don't hate the guy at all, but I hate his ideology, no doubt about that. So who's actually fasting then? Are you fasting, Banksy?
yes, with a bottle of Jack Daniels. That's how I'm fasting.
I'll ask you a question. Have you ever fasted?
Do I look like I don't eat?
No, I'm talking about in your lifetime. Have you ever fasted?
Nah, man, I never did any of that shit. You must be kidding me.
You've always been a kuffar since birth.
I've been a kuffar since I could breathe.
Even when you was a little kid, you never went along with.
You had to, because in Iran they don't serve fucking food.
So Raj, you hear that sauce from your ears and that, man. Raj, you hear that sauce from your ears.
Yeah, the little kuffar. Big up the kuffars, man.
Raj,
no, but I can. Yeah, I can respect though. At least like the
man gave him the
let me say something here. I don't mind people coming onto the show and saying shit. But when you start muting me, I will eject you straight away. That's
these little bitches. I think he's gone now. I don't know where it was Muhammad.
I booted him. Do you know what? Yeah, having the
he's gone because he got kicked.
No. Do you know what it is? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. One thing I like about the Google Hangout is the power you have to just eject people. I don't reckon I could just like boot you out like whenever I want to.
What you saying? The pilgrimage of Raj is real. When you get in there,
I haven't been Speaker's Corner for months though. Like I think it's gonna be. I'm not going this weekend either. It's gonna be until I think not this Sunday, but the Sunday after. I'll be back. So, Banksy, what time are you free tomorrow? Because I want you to try and jump on and try.
The thing is, this is the problem. I don't know exactly. That's my whole problem. I mean, you said you're going to start at 8. I'll see how soon I can come get home, basically, because I've got a few people I want to meet beforehand.
Raindrop was saying that there's a way to send the link out without people trolling your account, like getting it shut down or putting that.
Well, yeah, just go to the Hangouts and just, this Hangout, for example, tonight, there's a back chat with all of us listed. You can just take out the people you don't want to send the link to and then just leave the group of people that you want to send the link to and just put the link in there. And then anyone that's in that group will get the link.
Actually, last week's Manny Cinder's show had a good collection of people. I can send chapter 9 a link through Google Hangouts. Colin, email. I've got JK. Because in the beginning of the show, I want to do a couple of serious conversations, and then afterwards, I might actually put the link into the chat, like I did today for the last hour or so. Because I know
that's it. Go chaotic.
What topics will there be tomorrow? Like at the beginning.
What topics?
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to talk about. There's a video. I don't know if you've seen with Tommy Robinson and this
milkshake.
The milkshake man.
No, not that one. Not that one. There's a young Muslim girl, and I thought that conversation was one of his best conversations he's had.
Yes, the one with like an orange, I think, headscarf or something. The girl's got. Young girl.
The thing is, like this is why I say to people at Speaker's Corner as well. You may hate someone. You may disagree with their views, but if you're just going to shout at them, calling them racist, and they're this and they're that, you're not going to have no understanding of each other. And so with this conversation with Tommy Robinson and his young Muslim girl, what it showed was that they both disagreed with each other's views, but they came to a conclusion that, they had an amicable discussion. and they left without any animosity. They left it on a good note. And I want to kind of maybe even watch that video. Hopefully, don't get copy strike, to kind of show people how to have a conversation about touchy subjects and not lose your cool. Because I thought that girl, whoever she was, I thought she'd done a great job.
And also it kind of actually looked good on Tommy as well, because he kind of, it showed that he's not constantly trying to, beat someone or fight, or, what I mean? Every time you see an image of Tommy, is either he's being hit by someone, or he's pushing someone, or there's some sort of scuffle, there's some drama. This was just like a nice, decent, reasonable conversation.
The conversation was about very controversial topics as well. And the thing is, let me say something. Like, when I read the comments underneath the video, I mean, even hardline people that you might think are going to say negative stuff were all saying that Muslim lady, she really held herself very well. And
that's what I mean. It looked.
And the thing is, this is how you can kind of change people's minds. Like, if you can have a good discussion, a dialogue, without it resorting to, oh, you're a racist or an Islamophobe, all this kind of stuff, you can actually come to a mutual understanding and see each other as what you are.
It's not even whether you change someone's mind or not. It just shows that, we're getting back to, at least there is some element of civil discourse back in this country. Like, it hasn't, people have stopped talking to each other for such a long time now, and they're just too busy trying to deplatform each other. Oh, don't let her on this stage, don't put her in that, take her off Twitter, take him off the Facebook. It's all about like getting people off platforms rather than actually having a conversation. This is what Sargon of Akkad's been saying. He says, look, you make people radical when you ban them from the conversation, when they feel they have no other way to get the attention of the masses or the politicians or whoever they're trying to get the attention of. And then they go and do something really outrageous, like kill people or bomb somewhere or do something really crazy, because they sit there for days and months and years stewing in their own, soup, and they can't vent, they can't express themselves because you block them from everywhere, and then they go and do something crazy.
And the thing is, no offense to the white people out there, but when white people go mad, they go freaking crazy. Like, they take things to the next level. They start building nuclear bombs and shit. So
they start building gas chambers, dude. That's what they start fucking doing.
Jake O'Connor, the real Jake.
Big up Jake O'Connor.
Jake O'Connor, when are you making me a cake?
Hold on, is that the real Jake O'Connor with those little eye titties? Is that you?
Yep.
Is that you, Jake?
Yeah, that's his Grindr profile by the looks of it. I've been on Grindr a lot recently.
How do I talk?
I seem to have found myself on Grindr far more than I should have.
Jake, is that you?
I don't know how to talk, Gretch.
You do. You sound different, man. Are you Nazi, my man?
Jakes, are you transgender now? Do we what are your pronouns?
I'm trying. Thanks.
Let's have a listen. Listen to your voice. Say hello. My name is Jake.
Hello.
Yeah.
Salam alaikum.
Oh. Why do you do a ding ding accent as well?
I can't do that, Reg.
No, you can't.
That's racist.
Jake O'Connor does some great videos, man. He's been like
They're not that great, Reg. They're pretty shit.
Let me say something.
I like them. I always have a comment.
Now, I will say something. Your editing skills are atrocious. Kind of like the way you put things together is pretty goddamn terrible. But the one thing you have is that it's hard. And the thing is, it also saves me time looking for the clips. Like, I'd like jump on your channel something just to check where the clips are, so I don't have to go through like hundreds of videos.
Oh yeah.
So just subscribe to Jake O'Connor, man. He's
a clipping channel. He basically has no talent and lives off other people's hard work and effort.
No, it's not. How dare you say that? No, he actually goes one.
I'm guilty. I can't.
No, I appreciate the clipping channels, because these live streams, some of them are like 3, 4, 6, 7 hours long. No one has time to sit and go through that shit. So you guys do a service by cutting it up into small, bite-sized sort of chunks.
So, Jake, how come you jumped on today? Why am I privileged with the great Jake O'Connor?
Well, I was just testing it out.
Yeah. You know what? Don't think
seeing how it works, man.
How old are you?
Sorry?
Don't have to give me an exact age, but are you in your 20s or 30s or what?
32.
Dude, I thought Jake O'Connor was like some 14-year-old pubescent.
Well, those tits certainly look like prepubescent. You're still growing into those tits.
whenever
I worked hard on them.
Whenever I thought about Jake O'Connor, I always thought about this little white individual in up north with no hair on his face, maybe pimples and stuff, and he's like a little degenerate in his room making these videos. But you sound quite normal, so I'm quite happy for you that you turned out to be a good adult human being, and not.
I will say this: I'm not a subscriber to Jake. I don't think I've seen his work.
Oh yeah, we're good.
All you need to know here is that whenever you want to learn what not to do in editing, just what Jake O'Connor. I'm joking.
100 mistakes in editing.
No. He actually does a good job, man. He gets all. The thing is, it's not about editing. I don't really care about it. It's about the content. Like, has he got the right parts of the conversation? And he nails that. So all he needs to do now is get some talent in terms of editing, and he might be a force to be reckoned with. But we'll give him time.
I do my editing on the bus going to work, you see, so just having a bit of a laugh, man. It's not all that serious.
I'm actually. How comes? So you've been watching Speaker's Corner then, or you been there, or you just like a casual viewer?
Yeah, well, like I was watching some of the stuff you've done first.
Yeah.
Which I find quite funny in that. Watching you get chased out of the park and that.
Oh, is that one? Let me say something to you, Jake. That was the greatest experience I've had. I know people can say, "Oh, Rod, you're sad. How can you think that's a great experience?" Until you've been chased out of the park by like 150 people saying, "We hate Rod," you have not lived. You need to feel the hate of around 150 people having around 50 policemen around you and people shouting your name. We hate Rod. We hate Rod, and say we ain't paying that bullshit jizya to you. Yeah,
that's all right. I'm gonna try and replicate that, Raj. Since you've inspired me, I'm gonna wear a Ku Klux Klan and go down Brixton. See how long I can last.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Don't take this the wrong way, but they're not gonna take a roly-poly like you seriously.
They're not. Hey, I will fucking rock that fucking clan outfit.
You need to wear all black. You need to wear all black. You can't go around in white. White is not flattering. I saw a video of you the other day. Not that you say like that. But I saw a video when I was watching your live stream. You had lost weight though.
The what?
Yo, you've got a lot of background noise.
Yeah, not as much as I want, but yeah, slowly.
I switched over channels to your one. You look like one of those bikers. How did you turn into a biker?
What are you talking about? The sunglasses and all that shit?
Yeah, that hat. I thought I was on the wrong channel. I thought I was on this kind of Hell's Angel channel.
That's my thing, man. That's my thing. I've got the sunglasses on my avatar. I got the sunglasses when I fucking do my live stream. It's showmanship.
He always had the biking movement, hasn't he? Like when he first came down to the park, he always had that.
Yeah, I think because he's lost weight now, you can kind of start to see kind of like a little bit more. Before he was just like a roly-poly on this. I could never really tell what you look like. So Jake, the thing is that how comes you started making videos? Because there's a difference between like watching Speaker's Corner and then putting up videos and butchering them and putting them on your channel. What makes them?
What inspired you to butcher the videos of Speaker's Corner?
I love the videos. The videos are good.
Don't get me wrong, the videos are great, but I just want to know because there's a difference. There's a lot of people that watch Speaker's Corner, but there's very few that have gone out their way to put videos up. So
online wipe is not shook right now.
Yeah, online wipe, your prick. Jake O'Connor's.
Jake O'Connor's on the scene. You better watch out.
Look how humble Jake O'Connor is here. Online wife is a freaking arrogant turd. I said to him last time, "Oh, this video is one of the best videos I've watched," and his answer was, "Yes, I know." That shows you the difference. And look how Jake O'Connor has taken all this criticism in his stride, and he hasn't said anything. So how come you started putting videos up? And how come you started took that next step? Because that is kind of a different step to take.
Yeah, just a bit of a laugh, man. That's all. But then you get dragged into it.
I thought it was going to be something poignant, like, oh,
no, there's not much feeling,
the time
man.
where I thought the UK was deteriorating. I wanted to keep free speech alive, and I wanted to make sure that we have all these videos for everyone to watch forever. But for you, it's just a laugh.
Well, it's like some thin-skinned people there that think they're so special and stuff like that. So
any names?
It's just funny.
any names that you want to drop? Anyone that in particular? Who's your most hated person at the park then that you've watched?
Oh God, that's a tough one, man. There's so many. It's like all of them.
What do you think of Big Odds?
I respect Big Arts because he did try to get people on board with grooming gangs and stuff. So that's why I don't pick on him.
I'll give him credit for that, but at the end of the day, I've been silent on that topic for a while. I'm going to start talking about it again because
you need to, man.
Because I gave people a chance. I said, all right, you know, I will always appreciate Big Arts saying that and doing what he did. It was a big step, and I haven't really spoken about it for a couple of months because of that. I was like, all right, but now I'm going to start speaking about it again.
Dude, you've been speaking about it every fucking week on Manny's channel.
I haven't though.
Oh, actually, no, it's true. It's true because
that was me.
You come on afterwards. Manny usually discusses it prior to
if you look
me and Manny.
If you look at any videos, if you look at any videos from Speaker's Corner, I haven't spoken about it at Speaker's Corner. I don't really speak about it too much on my channel. And even when Manny's spoken about it, I only go at the tail end of it, and I don't really talk too much about it.
Yeah.
But now I will start talking about it a bit more because you know what.
I think I have to. I mean, I'm still getting familiar with Jake, but I have to guess that asking Jake who he hates more at Speaker's Corner is like asking Colin which is his favorite of the KFC menu. It's just not gonna work out. It's like I'll have it all.
What's this kind of like thing about you and KFC? I thought you'd be more of a I don't know, Burger King kind of.
Haven't you seen Colin's video when he goes and asks?
No, like I was taking.
Colin was a vegan.
Colin's a vegan.
Oh no! Me and vegans do not get on. Like,
I'm really joking.
He's a vegan. You know, content over everything. He is.
Oh wow! I didn't know.
I didn't expect him to be a vegan.
No, that's one of the things. Whenever I speak to people and they tell me they're vegan, I give them a pass, even if they're pricks. I think being vegan, is a very big thing to do. I know you degenerates, you carnivores don't really understand.
Fuck no.
Oh no, I'm a vegetarian.
How I buy with the chicken?
I don't eat red meat, so that's one thing.
I eat all the meats.
You're going too far.
That's what she said. That's what Jay Dunia says.
That's what Colin says.
I know.
That's my Friday night.
Colin went there.
I gotta admit though, when I saw Colin and he pulled up to the drive-through and he went, "I'll have whatever the lady, whatever the person in front of me had," and when the lady went, "Oh, so just this mini fillet and a tango," the look of disappointment on his face. Fuck! Okay, I'll just drive round and come back with another person orders.
I was because I could have edited it out. You guys wouldn't have known any better.
That was classic.
So I need to watch some of these videos because I haven't seen that video yet.
Oh, Colin's videos are fucking genius.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll tell you the truth here. When I watched your gym video, I'm too scared to go back.
That was one of the best.
I'm not gonna lie. I haven't clicked back on because I'm a little bit scared about what I'm gonna see.
Yeah,
well, the thumbnail will give you. Look at the thumbnail.
I know, but that's the thing that's most traumatic. The thumbnail.
You never got past the thumbnail on the gym video.
Oh my god! What am I gonna have to? Because when I have to admit that gym video was like on the next level of savage.
Oh, that was awesome! That was awesome.
You need to
even John
You need to get Banksy together and do a gym video.
I told him. I said I'm in. We're trying to put it together. We'll do it.
You know what? I need to end the stream now. Can we have the same? If you want to come back on tomorrow, Jake, how can I get in contact with you? Oh, you're on here now. I can email you anyway. Back. Google Hangout. But tomorrow I want to start the show around 6, and then I want to talk about that video with that girl who done the chat with Tommy Robinson and probably play it. Hopefully I don't get a strike on it, and talk about a few other stuff as well. If anyone's got any topics they want to talk about. So if I can get all the same people that we got on here back on tomorrow, can you jump on, Colin?
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah.
You're not riding anything, are you, tomorrow night?
You might be slightly out of breath.
No, I've been riding like a horse or
horse riding.
Oh, horse riding.
Yeah, I'm just
holy shit.
That just
horse riding, Colin?
What kind of horse? Is it a horsey or?
Someone's asking, Colin, are you a Shia?
Yeah.
Are you a Shia?
Listen, we need to talk about Sufis. We need to talk about Salafis. We need to talk about Shia. We need to
I do want to talk about that tomorrow because
we'll talk about it tomorrow.
There was an attack. Are you actually a Shia, Colin?
Yeah.
Do you know what? Yeah, only a Shia could be like. Do you know Shias here are pretty cool though? I'm not gonna lie. Although they do a lot of Multa and Shia, I've only met certain characters that are Shias when they're Muslims. Like you can't get a Modine that is a Sunni in my opinion, and you can't get.
You'll never.
Sunni. What? That's quite an interesting conversation because there are so many strange. Even Banksy was a Shia at one point, I think. I don't know. He's got a he must have been. He must be Shia. So that's actually because one of the things I want to talk about that I was going to discuss because Raza went to Speaker's Corner, and he was talking about Shia phobia. And one of the things that I find quite hypocritical is that you have a lot of Sunni Muslims going Islamophobia, Islamophobia, Islamophobia. You're dehumanizing us. But on the other hand, they dehumanize Shias all the time and Sufis and especially
Grey Dunya doesn't consider Shias to be Muslim.
Yeah.
I came on one of the Go Live things. I was commenting, and Go Live's like, "Oh, look who's here," and then he goes, "Oh, that's not a Muslim. That's a Shia, straight up clear cut kafar."
Yeah, but that's the thing that I find the most hypocritical is that how can you complain about you being dehumanized, but I hear the most dehumanizing stuff about Shias all the time.
They're fucking hypocritical as fuck, dude. None of these guys hold a consistent fucking principled idea. They're all as long I've heard Muslims talk about you can't stop insulting my religion, and then literally minute later they're taking the piss out of Buddha or Hindu fucking religions.
But if you look at the group that gets the heat the most, it's definitely the Shias. I mean, there is such a thing as Shia phobia. I mean, they went to Raza, the Muta brothers, were at Speaker's Corner, and they were talking sense that you're complaining about Muslims being dehumanized, but you're dehumanizing a whole group of Muslims within your own community, the Shias.
What does Rafida mean? Why do they call you guys Rafida?
It means rejectors, or those who reject.
Proud Mortad, come to the side of the Mortad.
I want to save this conversation tomorrow because it's actually a good conversation. I might even try and get Razner on there if he can jump on. But the thing is, one of the things is, I'm going to say this today so you can kind of think about it. There were two, when I went to Speaker's Corner, one of the things, all my kind of encounters with Shias over my life had always been good. I'd never met an extreme Shia. I'd always had, like, whenever someone said there were Shias, they were always relatively normal people, who had their religion in balance. So I used to always go big up the Shias. I don't know if you remember my old videos.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and I meant it at the time. I didn't say it to cause conflict. I didn't mean it. But one thing I started realizing, some of these accusations against the Shias are true.
But the thing is, the Muta thing, no one ever kept that a secret. That was public information.
No, they did, because I remember whenever I used to talk to like Sunnis, hardliners, they go, they do Taqiyya and then they do Muta. Now, when I ask them about this Muta, they say no, so they were doing Taqiyya while they'll do Muta.
Yeah.
So what happens is it's like a house of cards now. So I started to think to myself, all right, if they're lying about the Muta and they're now so open about it, what about the Taqiyya? And I've got my own theory about the Taqiyya, why the Shias have to lie. And my theory, I'm going to keep it quite short, is that you have to because you are under threat all the time within those periods. So you have to hide some of your beliefs in order to survive. Is that a correct kind of analysis?
Yeah, I think so. But taqiyya is a part of Islam as well. So
yeah, so but one of
the job is taqiyya all the time.
Yeah, so with Sunnis, they whenever because I've had this discussion before, they say you can only do taqiyya if your life's under threat. But Shia's life's under threat all the time from Sunnis, is it not? So if you said something, say against a particular thing, because from my understanding, when I used to talk to Raza and them lot, one of the biggest contentions is that they don't like. I think one of his wives called Aisha. So they will not say too many derogatory things about Aisha publicly, and in a way they will lie about their beliefs about her so they don't get the heat. But in the Middle East or places like that, they probably would have got killed in the past if they said what they said.
Because I think with the Shias, they curse out the wife because she attacked the daughter of the prophet. Like I think she burnt the house down or something. I don't know. Probably JK knows more. But
the other thing that I liked, one of the really, the Shias, they have. I don't want to say this because it's going to make.
The thing is, Raj, I come from a Sufi background. You know that, right?
Oh, a Sufi background. All right.
My mum's Sufi, so you know that this whole Mawlid.
So you're double kafar.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm not saying I'm a kuffar. I didn't mean that. But in their eyes, probably, yeah. But my mum's like crazy, like on the birthday of the Prophet, she'd be waving the flags and the cakes and all that thing, with the charity and all of that stuff.
Can I ask you a question? Has she
gone too far?
Has she ever celebrated the birthday with Amraz?
Where is Amraz from?
Amraz is I don't know where he's from.
He's from Pakistan.
But can I say something? Let me just preface something. I have no issue with people celebrating religious figures' birthdays. I have no issue with that. But I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Here's the thing, Raj. You are an outsider, so you are not non-Muslim. For you, this is how you you might want to see it. Is that there's not a massive difference between Sufis, Salafis, Shia, but between us, like between the Sufis and the Salafis and the Shia, we see ourselves as having a big difference. But for you, it's not going to affect you that much. We're pretty much the same.
I mean, from outside, it looks like very minor. It's not like Catholics and Protestants, where Catholics and Protestants, they have like a big difference in beliefs. I mean, look, fundamental differences in beliefs. But Shias and Sunnis, it kind of seems very superficial.
And the thing is, Sufis, they are Sunni. So they fall under the Sunni umbrella. So if you ask the Sufi, they will say they're Sunni as well.
Yeah, but when I went Speaker's Corner, I used to meet Sufis, and they wouldn't openly say they were Sufis because of the stick they would get for saying they're Sufi.
Yeah, especially in London, but in the north it's different. There's more Sufis in the north.
Yeah, but the thing is with the Sufis, like I still don't understand, like. Because the thing is, I'm making fun of people celebrating birthdays of Muhammad. I don't really think there's an issue. Yeah, I don't think there's any problem with celebrating someone's birthday. All I'm trying to show is the hypocrisy of
I know.
Of someone saying, look, you can't celebrate Christmas, Jesus' birthday, because that's
sure.
But you're okay, like with Mr. Amraz celebrating Muhammad's birthday. That's the hypocrisy. I don't care about celebrating. I celebrate, not literally with cakes and stuff, but when it's the birthdays of our gurus, we celebrate those days. We call it Guru Purab and stuff like that. So we celebrate the days. And there's no issues with that. It's just the hypocrisy. So tomorrow I might actually try and get Amraz on and see if I can speak to him about.
You won't be able to have a rational conversation when it comes to Amraz and the Mawlid. Yeah, the Prophet's birthday is called the Mawlid.
Why? What's
because in fact, the first time he ever jumped on Hangout, I was actually speaking to him. The first time he jumped on, and he wasn't being clear about his religious background, so I started to ask him a few questions. And as soon as I touched the topic of the Prophet's birthday, he got really agitated, and since then he's kind of been. He's very defensive about it for whatever reason.
Yeah, but that's the reason he's so defensive is because he takes things to the extreme. I heard, like he does party poppers, balloons,
party poppers,
hats. So there's nothing wrong with celebrating a birthday, but when you're buying cakes, and celebrating with fireworks. That's when it gets a little bit weird, isn't it? It's like you're taking it to like a Christmas degree.
Yeah.
I'll let him on. Let's see what he says. I don't know. As long as he takes the cum out of his mouth and stops sucking cocks all day, maybe he can talk. And I'm not talking about you, Colin. I'm talking about Mr. Amber.
I'll take over. I'll let him do some talking.
Yeah. So the thing is, I need to end the stream. So if people can jump on tomorrow, I'm going to send this link in the back chat. Because I'm going to do it through. Actually, I'll just do it through this one and send it to the same people. No, I can't through this one anyway. I need to do it through last week's one on Manny's. And let me just read a couple of comments though. Let me see what people are saying. People are saying, "Oh, Freddy Krueger died. How sad! Who's sad? Freddy Krueger's dead. Anyone sad?
Nope.
No one cares. All right. I'll tell you something. Yeah, there's one movie that scared the Jabeezes or whatever it is. I don't know.
Don't say Jeepers Creepers.
No. Not Jeepers.
Can you guess? Can you guess?
In one movie, I watched
Exorcist.
it. No, I watched it when I was around 7 years old.
7. Oh, I know. Poltergeist. Poltergeist.
Scary movie.
Poltergeist.
Oh, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh.
Watching that as freaking 7 years old, man, was not a good move. I couldn't freaking go sleep after that. That was one of the movies that terrified me.
You know what's scary? House of Wax. I watched that as a kid.
I don't know about that. But another film is The Exorcist.
That's
Two movies that I watched when I was very young. But all the other movies, I mean, if you watch them now, they don't scare you. The only movie that I still think that was scary from when I watched, sometimes when you watch a movie when you're younger, you think it's terrifying. Then you watch it as an adult, and you're like, what is this? This is a joke. But the only movie there's 2 movies I've watched when I was younger, and I've watched again as I'm older, and I still think they're pretty scary. One of them's The Omen, and the other one is The Shining.
Shining is scary. It's disturbing.
Yeah, so The
It's like
Shining.
psychologically disturbing.
Hey, Banksy, have you heard of an artist called H.R. Geiger? Banksy.
No. Why? Who is it?
He's one of my favorite. I'm going to start talking about some of my favorite artists now, because what's going to happen when I go back home, and now people are going to say, Raj, you've got a dark mind anyway with my art.
Is he the one that developed the alien?
Yeah, so the thing is, I truly want to delve into the darkest spaces of my mind. And I watched a documentary about Geiger, I swear to God.
Yes, yeah, I've seen his stuff. If he's the one that created the aliens character, then yeah, I've seen his stuff.
He does a lot of very sexualized.
Fucking hell, yeah, it's crazy shit.
And the thing is, I'm not saying I'm going to suddenly start drawing giant cocks and freaking things going into vagina.
Well, no, his is more like exoskeleton. It's like skeletons on the outside of the body and shit.
One thing that Geiger was obsessed with was kind of like violating someone sexually. So when you look at the alien was violating a human being by implanting this egg implanting the alien, then it burst out. When you look at a lot of his drawings, it has a lot of, if you look at them carefully, they're all very sexualized. Like you think it's like a train going through a tunnel, but then when you look at it closely, you're like, oh, that's a freaking you-know-what going inside a woman's you-know-what. Unless I've got a dirty mind. So what it is, one thing I'm going to do, I started watching the video and I was like, I've not been showing the darkness of my mind for fear of people thinking, oh, Raj, you're crazy. Do you understand? When you do a drawing and you see something like, the drawing with babies in the oven or stuff like that, people start questioning your sanity.
Well,
I'm like, screw it now.
Yeah, but the thing is, that the whole alien concept came from him, and you're right about the violation. The way the face suckers violate the person first, and they stick something down their throat and into their stomach, and then afterwards, it's another form of violation when the alien bursts out of the chest of the person and comes out. So this is like all themes around in a non-consensual violation of your body.
It's basically a rape.
Yeah, pretty much. It is. It's all rape allegories kind of thing.
Even the alien, the shape of the head is like a giant penis.
It's like right hand possessors. I want you to throw that in there. I want you to throw that in there.
Let me say something here. Tomorrow I'm going to discuss a topic here Now, let me say something. Tomorrow, I will discuss this topic because for a long time, Raindrop, yeah, every conversation he jumps into, he goes, inevitably, it will go to the, well, slavery this or what your right hand possesses. But it's true. Have you listened to the debate with Muhammad Hijab, Banksy? He had with, I can't remember, who did he have the debate with, Raindrop, recently? Oh, with the Christians, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, the one where he was sitting down and the police asked him to get up and he didn't get up.
What a jackass.
Not that one. He had a debate. I'm gonna have to look at it again, but he had a debate just last week Sunday. Slavery and sex slavery, and he refused to call it what it was. He started saying indentured servitude. It's indentured servitude. It's normal. It's indentured servitude.
Yeah, they don't. That's the problem. You see, this is what I mean. That they do all sorts of mental gymnastics to justify their religion, because it's not. You see, in a Western sense, slavery wasn't a religious edict. It was something people did. So when the Americans and the British and the Europeans realized this was a terrible thing, they can be remorseful about it. They can, say this was bad, this was terrible. We will never, we'll never let this happen again. And it was just like, extremely sorry. In the Muslim world, they're not actually sorry. They are just figuring out how they can excuse it.
Yeah, the conversation, I think you should watch it, Colin. Not Colin, Banksy. It's with Joseph.
I've seen the icon, the sort of thumbnail for it, but I never actually went through it because I just didn't have time.
Yeah. So you need to watch that because the mental. No, I'm not gonna say. Basically,
mental gymnastics.
Muhammad Hijab was justifying the unjustifiable. I mean, when you listen to it, you cannot believe that in the 21st century, that an individual is. I'm gonna say he's educated. I'm not gonna say he's clever. Is justifying slavery and sex slavery by trying to equate it to being indentured servitude.
Well, this is what I mean. This is what I'm saying. This is like if it wasn't an edict or if it wasn't part of the religion, I'm sure the Muslim world would be on board with everyone else about the heinous crime that slavery is. But because it's a religious doctrine, it's not just something the human beings do. Then it's now something they have to do some kind of mental gymnastics with, even though the Bible doesn't strictly. It actually even it doesn't say. It certainly doesn't make it illegal to have slaves, and in some cases, it even instructed, like the God instructed the Israelites to even take sex slaves and stuff from when they invaded the Canaanites or whatever it was. So even in the Bible, it doesn't justify it, but or doesn't make it illegal, but the Christians have moved so far away from that kind of doctrine that they don't even they literally just skip that and go, oh well, in the New Testament it said, it doesn't say anything about slavery being bad, even though Jesus still, even in the New Testament, said, give unto God what is God's and give unto Caesar what is Caesar, and Caesar believed in fucking slavery.
Well, the thing is that Joseph. He was trying to say to Joseph, well, the Torah says this and that. But Joseph said something pretty important. No, not pretty important, very important, which is that they have like a governing body which can negate some of this stuff. Like they will not take it on board anymore. Like, so there's certain things that, they will say in the 21st century we don't do anymore. They have that kind of governing body, from my understanding, that can say that.
The thing is, why do I get on this topic is that when I've been on different panels, I was on Big Arts panel, I was on different, Muslim Matters panel. The thing that alarms me the most is that I can understand if you said that this occurred in the past and this should never be followed today, or it should never be, followed in the future. I'm like, cool, because a lot of religions had some weird shit. The Hindus used to throw the woman into the fire after their husband used to die. The Christians used to, burn witches on the stake. But the difference is that you'll never find any Hindu or any Christian saying that, this is the perfect system, and in the future, if it gets implemented, it's, it's a good thing. This is the thing that horrifies me, is that when you talk to regular...
The thing is, Muhammad Hijab isn't some fringe kind of like extremist. He's somebody that is lecturing and going around the world and talking to people, youngsters, and a lot of people respect him who are very young. And so by him propagating this particular message that slavery is actually a good, I mean, he didn't just say it was okay. He was saying, from what I could hear, that they were doing these people a favor when they enslaved them. Like, they would have a terrible life.
Well, this is
did not enslave them.
This is the thing, Raj. I was saying that to Raindrop as well. When these people justify slavery, if you notice, they never put themselves in the place of the slave. They're the ones looking after the slave. They're not the slave themselves. So tell them next time, if you speak to them, say, what if you're the slave? What if I want to violate you? What if I want to do things to you that you don't want me to do to you? What if I want to do things to your wife because she's also my slave? Then they might actually begin to recognize, wait a minute, I'm not always going to be the slave master in this situation. I might actually be the slave too.
So let me tell you the thing that disturbed me the most. You know the Sunni Isa, right? The big black guy. He's the Isa, Sunni Isa. So he's considered a very intellectual type person. You know, someone level-headed. And this is the thing that shocked me the most. He said that, you know, for women at that time, they knew beforehand that they were most likely become sex slaves. That this was something that they already expected. And that if he himself, when I asked him, like, you know, what happens if your daughter, you know, will become a slave? He's like, well, I would be dead.
Yeah, I had this conversation with Adnan Rashid, and fair enough on Adnan Rashid. I don't know whether it's because we battered him to a pulp, but he even admitted that, because I gave the argument, I tried to put the shoes, that tried to make him be empathetic, that if he was in war and he wasn't a Muslim and he was killed and his daughter was left alone, and then the people that killed him were then captured her, would she be able to make a decision about, you know, such an important thing like being a wife or a sex slave for the person that has just killed him? And you can't, because that person is under duress. Yeah, they're in fear of their life. The people that have just killed their whole tribe or their whole people, they have now captured her. She would do anything to stay alive, even having sex with the captor. And that's what's happened in the past. And so that for me is rape.
The thing is, you didn't have the conversations I had, bro, on these panels. They're amazing. So they would tell me, no, you know, what would happen is that it was kind of good for the woman because she would be left alone, and then, you know, who would take care of her, and that she has needs. Okay, yeah, she has needs too. I'm like, fucking hell, bro.
She has needs. She wants to be raped.
You know, remember Mohin Khan, the guy that I freaking chased about, and like it's when internet trolling goes wrong, part 1. He says slavery in those times was more like people working and getting paid for a job. Oh my god!
No. This is another stupid shit. I was on
not like how we in the 21st century think about slavery. Slavery is slavery. If you're owned by another human being and you cannot leave from that particular human being without some punishment or even death, you are under servitude or slavery of that person.
Yes.
This is unacceptable.
And Mohin Khan, if that slave master happens to like your little round ass and comes for you at night, yeah, he's going to take that ass. You know that, right?
Did anyone watch Jordan M's live stream last night? I mean, I've got a lot of respect for Jordan M, but he went full derp mode yesterday.
Did he?
When he said, a lot of these people talk about right hand possessed, but then then they can't give a solution to the people that are left over after war. Well, why not integrate those people into society? If they've done something really wrong, imprison them, put them on trial. You don't need to enslave them.
No, you don't, because, you know, China, the problem is that Muslims think that nothing existed before Islam. The Chinese civilization was 2,000-3,000 years older. Bro, they didn't have this kind of shit being legislated. When the women used to be left over, they used to be sent back to their country. They used to be sent back and traded for like gold or something. They never used to be kept as slaves. They were prisoners of war. So when Muslims tell me, oh, you know, we should not call them slaves, we should call them prisoner of war. The difference is you don't sell prisoners of war. You don't inherit prisoners of war. So when the Chinese...
But the one thing I find very, very frustrating when I listen to these arguments is that Mohin Khan has said a valid point that in those days, people used to behave like that. I agree. In the days of the past, people have done some of the most savage things to other human beings. People used to shit on the street. People used to do God knows whatever degenerate stuff. But the point is, they don't do it now. And you have no alternative. Look at ISIS. I'm not saying ISIS represents Muslims, because ISIS, most Muslims disagree with them. But when you look at the way they're treating Yazidis, women, it's the same as what these people are saying, that these people have no home, they got nowhere to go to, so we need to take them, and if we have to have sex with them, that's okay. So that particular part of it, when it comes to war, they are still implementing, and will probably still implement in certain parts of the world. It's not being updated.
No,
It needs to be taken out.
The problem I face is that you have Muslims in the 21st century, the year 2019, who I would consider moderate, okay? But they're defending and giving a good reason for it to exist in the future or in the present. This is what pisses me off the most. See, I don't have a problem. You said this shit occurred in the past, okay, fine. But if you're telling me that this shit is something that should be propagated, today or in the future, then you are an asshole. I think you're a shitty human being.
So Mohin Khan and me have come to a truce. I don't really have a problem with the guy, but he does say some degenerate stuff. One that he just said 1400 years ago, there were benefits. Like you're justifying the unjustifiable. No human being wants to be owned. Yeah, if I was to, just to give an example, if I was given a house, a car, and I had all my expenses paid and everything, but I was owned by somebody, yeah, or I could be poor and not owned by anybody, I'd rather be poor. I don't want to be owned by another human being. It's not about whether you have benefits, like, they're being housed and stuff. The point is you're owning another human being who cannot leave you without fear of reprisals or even death.
Jesse, this is the thing that pisses me off the most. Like, I would never even talk about this shit, okay? Except that when I do talk to normal, at least Muslims that I interpret as normal, and then they go golem like, they become like Bilbo fucking Baggins when he sees Lord of the Ring, sees the ring, he suddenly changes his face into a golem. The problem is that when you talk to a regular Muslim and you ask them, like, hey, the slavery crap, it might have occurred in the past, but it's not something that should be, propagated in the future. Or they'll say no. They'll give they'll tap dance. They'll do the Sufi dance. They'll eat the Maulid cake. They'll give you the most fucking
big up
type of. No, they'll do the Sufi dance. They'll give you the most insane reasoning, like, oh, the lawyerly argument. I'm like, no, you asshole. It's wrong. Just say it's wrong. Say it's not something that should happen. Like, I'll give you an example. Like in Hindus, right? They have the caste system, right? It was in the religion. Guess what? In 1947, when they got independence, they banned it. So they went against it. Does it exist? Yeah. But are they trying to fight against it? Yes. They're not saying that, oh, we should, bring back the rule where you could throw the woman into the fire. I mean, could you imagine if Hindus started demanding that, no, it's our religious thing. We must have the facility that as soon as the husband croaks, you chuck the woman into the fire. I mean, you people are insane. And the problem is that Muslims are believing in some insane shit. It's time to grow up. It's time to grow the fuck up.
Muhammad Qaim says, Raindrop is always talking about slavery. You do talk about slavery all the time, but do you know what? I think it's good. Because when you have someone called Muhammad Hijab, one of the most prominent speakers at Speaker's Corner, and goes around the world saying that slavery is indentured servitude. And I'm pretty sure when it comes to indentured servitude, you can leave at some point once you've kind of paid your dues, whatever that might be. I don't think it's a lifelong thing that you're owned by somebody. I think you have to pay or do a certain amount of time. You know what? Yeah, I need to shoot you, but this topic we'll carry on tomorrow. Big up to everybody for jumping on. I really appreciate this. This ain't going to be a normal thing because my computer can't do Google Hangouts for some reason. So big up to Banksy. Hopefully you'll jump on. Big up to Colin. Big up to JK.
I just want to say something in Punjabi to Mohin Khan.
There you go.
After you're done.
Yeah, so can I just say something? All these rumors about JK being a Sikh, JK funding me, JK buying my hat, JK sending me on holidays is all true. It's all true. I'm not going to deny it anymore. I'm sick and tired of it. They found out he's the kuffar of the highest. Well, not really. He's not really. All of it's lies. I'm living off the £2. Do you know what, Banksy? He donated £2 to me 6 months ago. Yeah. Did you know that? £2 6 months ago, and I'm still living off it. I'm on £1.68.
How many beans did you manage to buy with that?
No, I have to admit,
what did you do with the condom?
I actually brought a condom with it for £1.
All right, so that's going to make a nice balloon for your birthday, then.
In honor of JK. And when I use it, I'll be thinking about the donation.
You're gonna blow it up for your next birthday. Have a nice little balloon.
I made sure it was like I don't know, 3 times a protection. I don't want it to burst or something or rip.
Yeah, God forbid if we have
thing you
everywhere.
And you have a little Raj running around one day.
I can suspect that your spunk is a bit like the alien's blood. It'll just melt through fucking sheet metal.
Could you imagine that? Hitting across and like burning someone's face off.
Did you see the picture I posted in the back chat of the alien? Geiger?
Big up more and higher, man.
There you go. He's just giving you 20 knocks.
Big up.
I'm gonna
50p.
In the last couple of days, Morton Higher. Last week's live stream when we were talking about Avengers and Game of Thrones. That Morton Higher was whinging like a little bitch for like an hour. Hey, you're ruining it for me.
Yeah, he didn't like it. We didn't
even talk about anything. We were just talking about the SJW. Are you gonna watch Game of Thrones on I'm telling you something, if Game of Thrones doesn't sort itself out by Sunday, on Monday you're gonna have the mother of all freaking live streams. I'm tired of it.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot this Sunday. It was kind of a goodbye sort of thing, and
I hated it.
Yeah, and then they killed the dragon as well, man. Shit.
Yeah, what the fuck was that? Like, he just got killed by a couple bow and arrows.
Slaughtered it.
The thing is, the reason why they killed the dragon is because they haven't got enough money for the CGI. Doing 2 dragons
is too much money.
That is true. They said that, and even freaking Ghost, the dog.
Yeah, they got rid of the dog as well. I guess
he was treating that dog like the way I treat my dogs, like not even say bye to them when I go. Like only I do shit like that. But
you didn't even say goodbye to the fucking thing.
My dogs haven't done nothing for me. They've never saved my life or done anything or brought me anything or done anything of worth.
Yeah, man, that was cold, man. That was cold the way he treated Snow. But the thing is, I don't know. I think maybe it's all building up because some people that were discussing today about the fact that, the big dragon, the red one, and he disappeared for a while and then he came back. Some people are speculating that he may have gone and laid some dragon eggs.
Yeah. I've heard that as well, but I'm fed up now. I can't. Okay, after Sunday's episode, I felt like I was watching like a freaking I don't know, Neighbours or something. It was stupid. Like I don't want to hear all this lovey-dovey bullshit. Everyone's freaking like, the first 20 minutes, I was like, all right, this is getting stupid now. Like the storyline, even at the ending, Cersei, what I was saying to people are like, oh, Raj, you're such a freaking saddo. Raj, what's wrong with you? Why are you crying about this? I've invested like freaking how many years?
7 years.
How many years? And on top of that, when I do a fan art of a series, it means I love that particular character. And so I've done a fan art of that freaking thing. I've got a bloody sword that says winter is coming. I've got the whole box set. I've watched each episode probably 3 times minimum.
Yeah, and you've invested way too much.
everything that I freaking liked about it is gone.
Yeah.
The biggest problem I have we'll leave it on a light note, which is Game of Thrones. The thing I get annoyed about is I hate series where or particular characters that all of a sudden change their characters. for the sake of proceeding the script. So when you look at Game of Thrones, the characters are not acting in the way that their personalities acted for the last 6-7 series, because they're trying to move the story along a lot faster. So people are acting stupid. I mean, Tyrion has turned into a freaking retard.
Yeah.
One of the most intelligent characters on the show is now a degenerate. Like, he can't even he's not made one good decision. And even Braun, did you see Braun?
Yeah,
he just sits on a wheelchair.
Yeah, no, that's Bran. That's Bran. But
that's Bran. Braun is the sellsword.
I mean, this guy. When you look at the past relationship between them, even though he's a cutthroat prick, when it comes to these two individuals, Tyrion and Jaime, he always went against his own self-worth to save them. Now all of a sudden he's in there with a freaking crossbow, threatening to freaking shoot them if they don't give X, Y, Z.
Yeah, but I don't think he would have shoot them. I don't think when it comes down to it, he's going to shoot them. I think he's just like, he was trying to barter for a better deal than Cersei's, basically, and that's why he went. Otherwise, he would have gone in there, just killed both of them, and then just fucking chipped.
No, but the writing is just, I mean, it's just so ham-fisted now.
But I think Braun is still, because I mean, if you think about it, the deal that they made with Braun, the deal he made, all depends on if the Daenerys and her army win the war against Cersei. If they lose, he's fucked. He doesn't get anything from either side. So it wasn't that
there's only one way that this show. If they make a particular decision that I might go, okay, I might accept it. And if they don't do that, to me, there's been a couple of shows that I've watched and then the ending completely fails. One of them's Lost.
Yeah, Lost was a fucking...
The other one was Dexter. Remember, Dexter suddenly turned into something.
Yeah, I didn't follow that.
So the ending was ridiculous. Like, even now they say it's one of the worst endings. And Game of Thrones, I think, is taking the trophy for the biggest derailment of a show. I mean, up to 7, up to series 7, it was still going good. I knew last series there was a problem because I was like, all right, this is not making sense now.
Yeah.
They're moving around here, areas like they got freaking speed trains. Like,
yeah, because what happened was they spent like the first 4 or 5 seasons so slow paced, like concentrating on each character's individual character development and journey and this and that all of a sudden they came down to like, 2 or 3 seasons. Suddenly they had to like fucking make this massive war happen with the knights, the Night King and the dead, and then make another massive war happen with fucking Cersei's and her bunch. And it's like, oh shit, we're running out of episodes. You have to squeeze all this stuff in.
Did you see the ending here when they were standing at the gates? I won't say so, but they had the kind of confrontation between Cersei and Daenerys. That stupid dragon was standing there like
that dragon can't do anything. Didn't you see all the fucking giant bows and arrows shit?
I'm saying that the way he was standing there, it looked like a freaking little turd. Like, what was it standing in? I mean, they could have literally shot all of
that's
them.
what I couldn't get that. They could have shot him with the arrows. Like, why are you having so close?
Yeah, you're right. It did look like it was in range that they could actually kill it.
No, they kept the Starbucks cup there. You know that, right? They accidentally.
Yes, there's a Starbucks cup on the fucking table in Winterfell
in front of Daenerys.
I was hoping that was a sign that the Night King's kind of come back.
Yeah, that's a medieval latte.
I thought maybe
it's a dumpster fire. No, but I'll tell you what's gonna happen. Daenerys they're gonna show her losing her mind slowly, like she's gonna go crazy, and either they're gonna end up killing her or throwing her in the loony bin.
Yeah, because she's gonna become like the Mad King.
Yeah, she's losing her marbles.
Say something here. One of the most uncomfortable scenes, as comfortable as watching Colin at the gym, was watching Cersei and that bloody Jaime kissing. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, thingy Brienne of Tar.
Oh, that was sickening.
That did not feel sexy or comfortable. That just looked so fucking awkward.
And why the hell did they show the Arya thing getting all like, I was just fucking hell.
Well,
Most people have seen her as a kid.
Yeah, I mean that was a bit weird as well because like this kid from when she was a little girl, and it's like you've kind of raised her, if you like, through these series, and then all of a sudden she's showing off tits, and you're like, oh, that feels weird, that feels awkward. But I'll be honest. The Arya and the other guy, because they're kind of the same age, and they're kids, I suppose you could say, okay, they're horny kids and they're about to die. But the Brienne and Jamie just looked fucking awful. It just looked so awkward. It's like, well, I mean, I was going to say brothers and sisters, but actually, when Jamie kisses Cersei, that looks more fucking passionate.
Like they had to pay him. They had to pay him to do that.
I thought it was a body double. I still don't know if it's the real, but it was a very.
Brienne?
No, I'm talking about Arya.
Arya might have been a body double because they have done that.
They did that with Cersei last.
Yeah, they did that with Cersei. So it might have been. I don't know.
But I mean, it's so sad because I've been like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I've talked about Game of Thrones way too much to people. Like whenever I used to meet people, I was like, oh yeah, have you watched Game of Thrones? Tried to get them onto Game of Thrones. And now I feel cheated. Like, why was I telling people to watch a series which its ending is such bullshit? It's a bit like The Last Jedi. I tried watching The Last Jedi again, and that reminds me of Game of Thrones in the sense of Luke Skywalker behaving completely out of character so they could kind of have a particular story arc. With Luke Skywalker when he chucked the freaking lightsaber.
Yeah, that was
And then he wanted to kill bloody that. What's his that one, the bad guy. But Luke Skywalker was the guy that freaking even when his dad was frying him to death, he wouldn't kill him. He saw good in everything here, and then all of a sudden they turned him into some stupid old man. So they could have a particular story. This is how it feels with Game of Thrones, like they're changing characters.
Yeah,
so push a story. And not going by the characteristics of the characters.
The problem is, I suspect that if they had to go with the way, like what's his name? G. Is it G?
Martin.
Yeah, the way he probably would have done it in the books, it would have mean another fucking 4 more seasons or some shit, and they probably couldn't afford that, or they were trying to wrap it up because they get pressures from all other angles. So the studios, the network, the TV studio, networks.
But this is a money-making business. Why would they want to be rushing this?
It is, but maybe they just wanted this.
They wanted to move on. They wanted to move on because.
But they're gonna do series off this Game of Thrones, but different stories concentrating on Essos, the main land where the Dothraki come from. Because I was watching some geeky fucking YouTuber talk about all these other laws of Game of Thrones.
Can I just say one thing? Jordan M, was you joking? Sorry, but Jordan M, was you joking that football is haram? That can't be true.
He was joking.
Was he joking?
I mean, it must be. Saudi Arabia has a fucking football team.
Was he joking? Because if he's saying that football is freaking...
it can't be. It can't be haram.
Just say yes or no whether he was joking. Is football permissible?
I think he might have gone. He might have gone before you got this.
All right, so I'm just going to say to people, like, I'll start, but if Game of Thrones doesn't do something drastic on, because the guy that the guy that directed Hard Home, The Battle of the Bastards, and even that freaking episode, which is too goddamn dark to see, he's actually directing this episode. But it doesn't matter how much of a good director you are, if the
script is shit,
it's shit. You can't do nothing.
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, it's difficult. It's not you can't do nothing, but it's really hard because the characters, like you said, the characters change their personalities all of a sudden, or they say and do things that are lame and just weak. Then no matter how good a director you are, it It's just the script.
Well, I know that I'm pretty sure that Jamie is going to kill Cersei. That's one thing I'm pretty.
Yeah,
sure.
I think you're right. I think he's going to kill Cersei. I think
I thought he went there to defend her because he was like telling the.
Yeah, but he's going to end up killing her.
What it is, there was a prophecy that was given to Cersei when she was younger that all of her children would die.
Yeah.
She'd be childless. That's happened, and one of them is that her little brother will kill her. That's why she hated Tyrion. That was one of the reasons.
Yeah.
But what people don't realize is that Jamie, although they're twins, he's the younger.
He's the younger, yeah.
So he could be the brother that they were prophesizing. So
That's
I believe he's just going over there and he's going to end up killing her, or God knows what, and then go back.
I think so. I think Jamie's going to end up killing Cersei. I think Jon and Daenerys are going to die. And I think it's going to be some fucked up situation like Arya or Sansa or some fucking nobody who's going to take the throne.
Banksy, now look, he's going to.
I want to see Varys take the throne.
Alden Banksy, now Jordan M is saying football is domestic violence, alcohol, gambling, abusing the ref, many corruption. Football is. I thought football was just kicking a ball about.
Abusing the ref, money, corruption, football is haram.
Oh my God.
I think he's taking the piss.
I thought just kicking a ball about. Like, oh my God, I'm just talking about the concept. I don't know, man. Is he trolling me? I'm just talking about the concept of kicking a ball from one side of the pitch to the other. Not all the money involved, not all of that kind of bullshit. Just the concept of kicking the ball. That can't.
Wait, Jordan M, are you a Mudcully? I had a question. Are you a Mudcully or you're not a Mudcully?
Oh God, man! You know, sometimes I mean, some of the things are so ludicrous. Like, if you can ban chess and chess is not permissible, then anything's.
Well, this is the problem. You know, any fucking dickhead can make a fatwa these days and just ban this or do that, depending on. This is the thing. Like, you know, you were saying that in that debate with Mohammed Hijab and that Jewish guy, the Jewish people have like a single authority that can interpret their religion. The Christians, for the most part, they have the Catholic Church and the Pope, so they interpret, you know, Christianity, and most of the other sects of Christianity kind of follow suit.
So the Sikhism, we have the God Takht.
There you go. But Islam doesn't really have a central authority. They have, like, any asshole can make a fatwa, can make a decree. Any dickhead mullah can just write some shit down and people will follow, depending on if you follow that mullah or not. So there isn't a central authority on Islam. Every corner of where there's Muslims, corner of the world, you know, every idiot that puts on a fucking imam, a friggin' what's it called, turban, or declares himself some sort of imam, can you know, make decrees
like Imam Raj.
Well, yeah, I mean, just anyway. Look at this Anjem Chowdhury or Abu what's his name, Al Baghdadi. All these idiots, they're like the fucking nobodies. They're not actually like scholars of Islam, but they can make their own fucking decrees.
Right about that, because if you don't have a central body, kind of like. Because the Sikhs have that, but Hindus don't have that. Does Hindus?
No, the Hindus don't have it. The Buddhists don't have a central body.
The Hindus have so many different variations on their faith, but you don't see them fighting each other. Like
no, because
never.
The core tenets are very different.
You rarely hear about somebody that kind of worships Shiva. That, you know.
Yeah, that's what I said. But they're gonna attack you. Never. They'll never. I never. Even the Buddhists, like, you'll never see one sector Buddhist killing the other sector Buddhist.
Even the Kali Ma sect here, which is pretty. There is a sect within Hinduism which is insane, that eat human beings. Have you seen?
No, that's the Aghoris. Aghori. They don't eat human beings. What they do is they break all types of taboos. So they'll hang out in the cemeteries. They'll drink. So like normally people who become like monks, you're not supposed to do any of these. Like, you're not supposed to drink alcohol or eat meat or anything like that. But and they don't care. They will drink out of a skull. They'll take the skull and they'll put wine in it and drink it.
And they eat human beings as well. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that is what they have on the kind of, like, you know, every lunchtime. I'm saying that human beings. It's not like they go to the can I have
no, they don't eat. They don't eat like they might like if there's a dead carcass or a dead body.
Yes,
and then,
eat human beings.
Yeah, like not all the time, but like if you give it to them and tell them do it.
I didn't mean like that. Like they got a packed lunch every day and they got like.
Yeah, they're not going to the restaurant,
But like the thing is, I'm pretty sure once you've eaten a human being, you kind of eaten a human being, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean the jinns. So the jinns in Islam, they believe in jinns. So these guys, they're even more powerful than the jinns. Like they have more. They're friends with the jinns. Okay, jinns get scared of them. Okay.
Hey man, I love a nice gin. Give me some tonic, some ice.
What was you going to say, Colin? Because I need to run.
The Aghoras, their mentality doesn't come from a bad place. Because I was watching that documentary. Yeah. It's like as an opposition to the Hindu caste system, isn't it?
It's like they.
It's a bit like
it's cool. Like
it's a bit like me saying I don't agree with burning your spouse alive. So what I'm going to do is eat a piece of shit to protest. It doesn't. I mean, there is a kind of like a reasonable way to kind of protest something, and eating isn't the best way. You're kind of gonna like just piss people off. So
I think some of the ones who eat human beings, they're mostly like mentally ill. I mean, there's not like some scriptural thing where they're like, go get a human or something. It's more like like mostly the outcasts of society, like the persons who, in a way that if you look at the philosophy, they're doing it to break all taboos. And to break all taboos, it's like you have to, really break all taboos. So if you say that, I'm afraid of cemeteries or something, then it shows that you still have some material attachment. So they'll go and they'll sleep in the cemetery. Like this is some emos that you see in America. Like they got nothing on these guys. Like these guys are like on a whole different plane. They'll take I don't know. Do you know who Ramdas is? Ramdas?
No.
You guys probably the guy who invented LSD. Okay, in America, the inventor of LSD. So a lot of the hippies used to go to India. Okay, in the 1960s and 70s. So one of the sadhus over there, like the gurus, like they have their own sadhus. He's like, what is the substance that you're consuming? He's like, this is LSD, and he took the whole bag of LSD and he just popped it in his mouth. And nothing happened. And this is like the co-inventor of LSD. Okay, he's like one of the two people who invented this shit. And if anyone knows about LSD, like just even a small amount of it can knock up. There's like some YouTube videos where these like white guys are like giving LSD to some sadhu, and he's like, nothing happens. He puts it in his mouth, and he's driving a motorbike. He's like,
because those guys are normally freaking zonged out their head anyway on other substances.
No, like they're spiritually they're much more like, I guess they get a spiritual high that the material high doesn't really have an effect on them.
They're out of their heads on freaking crack or something. So
no, they're lucid. Like if you've seen someone on crack, they're not going to be able to function and like,
Yeah, because that is a drug. It's a drug response. It's a physiological response that the drug's having on them.
And look what Robbie Thomas said. Robbie Thomason's turned Punjabi. He said LSD is Lulla small dick. We've turned Robbie into a niche. I'll tell you something that I might do a whole show on Punjabi music, man. Like I've started listening to some Punjabi tracks again. I'm telling you, things have changed a lot.
It's becoming degenerate, bro. I don't like it.
I'm not gonna lie. I love the tracks. Like they're freaking killer tracks. But when you're seeing what they're singing about, the videos look like they're freaking something out of some kind of gangster rap now. Like, fair enough, there's some good tracks, but when you're putting these tracks on channels which also have religious stuff on there, think about that. This is how bad it's Banksy. We on one of our channels here, we have live broadcasts from the Golden Temple. Yeah.
Okay.
So imagine, you got a Muslim channel, that has live broadcasts from Mecca. Yeah, okay. The most holiest place. And after that broadcast finished, they have a whole show with dancing ladies, people drinking, and this is what the Sikhs are doing on their bloody channel.
Actually, gonna take a Sikh Shahada.
we have a channel here which broadcast from the Golden Temple exclusively every day, so the world watches. Then 30 minutes later, they got a program freaking like, I remember the last time I got a program like people dancing and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but when you got it on a religious broadcast in the most holiest place, this is the thing about Sikhs. We're too relaxed sometimes. Like, you know, it's like crazy. I could never imagine a Muslim channel allowing a live broadcast on Mecca, and then 20 minutes later, there's there's like a show about singing and dancing and all that kind of stuff, and people drinking and doing all that kind of bullshit.
Yeah, but they need to entertain the audience, otherwise the audience is just gonna like fuck off.
Yeah, no. Don't get me wrong. I agree that the particular channel has a right to retain its audience, but then you don't broadcast that religious broadcast.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, though. They get the audience because of the religious broadcast. And
I know. It's a freaking night.
They keep them watching because with the other stuff. But I mean, I suppose they should taper it and like have the religious thing happen, and then have a few other kind of moderate religious type programs which become a bit more relaxed, and then later on in the evening, then do the.
Yeah, I mean, they buffer it with a news broadcast for 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Even that has, remember, Sikhs are supposed to not drink and are not supposed to eat meat, and the advertisements are like bird's eye. Freaking bullshit straight after. But the reason why this, let me tell you something, Raindrop. Only in India can you have a politician, a politician of the Punjab, the chief minister of Punjab, also the owner of one of the biggest news stations. So think about it, You have the politician who ran Punjab for 12
Bro, have you seen? I don't know about you guys in England, but in America.
I watched the news and I keep saying to my friend, have you not realized that there's not one negative story about it's like one of them. It's like a state-sponsored channel. It's just all against the opposition. It's a bit like imagine Donald Trump owning Fox News, and all he does is constantly berate the other things and never say anything about himself.
Yeah, that's what I mean, Fox News is kind of on Donald Trump's side, though. So
he's totally owned by Dems.
Yeah, but they're always on the right, fair enough. But the thing is about the Indian news stations, they actually own the station. So the person saying the news, if he was to say something derogatory against
you're fired.
You're fired. So you can't be put. I mean, I have to watch the channel because my mom watches the religious broadcast, and I watch the thingy afterwards.
Sounds like BBC, actually.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, BBC is a propaganda channel as well. But when I watch PTC a lot just to see how crazy it is and to see how low they go in terms of like what they broadcast after all this religious stuff. I mean, if they did this and it was like a channel about Mecca, and then they had all this kind of stuff after, I'll tell you something now, Muslims would not be having any of it, and I would agree. Like, I feel no,
I don't agree with he owns buses. He owns. I remember last time he owns a bus. He owns a bus company, like the public bus, like some bus transportation. He owns like a private bus.
Do you know what he did when he was in power? So Banksy won't understand, but the guy that owns his TV station is one of the richest people in India. His name is Bardhan, and when he come into power, he brought all the bus stations whilst in power. Ran 80% of them, or 90%.
Bus.
So you know the transport of Punjab is owned by the politician. And he brought them. He brought this whilst in power. So you can see the conflict of interest that he has, because I'm pretty sure that these particular bus companies used to be, I think it was state. It was
publicly. It was state owned, and it was state owned, and he privatized it. And then he bought like a majority,
unfortunately. I mean, Manny was talking about the corruption in Indian politics as well. I think it was last week or week before it.
But don't get me wrong. There's a lot of corruption in America as well. Like, see, in the U.S., it's legalized corruption. While in India, it's like stupid shit where you have to pay the police officer, you have to pay the traffic cop.
But the thing is, in India, I think it's so openly, people are used to it. Like in America, they at least try and cover it. Yeah,
no. So I actually spoke to some, like, I also thought like, oh, India's so corrupt and shit. And this guy, he told me that in the US it's legalized corruption because there's I don't know how your government runs in the UK, but there's something called lobbying groups in America.
Yeah, they have
you
them
can
in the
officially.
UK.
I found that in India it's illegal. You cannot approach your member of parliament. If you're like a company or corporation, you can't approach them for like favors or something. But in the US,
you can't approach them for favors. But what it is like, even in America and in Britain, you've got, for example, the Conservative Friends of Israel. Okay, there's a group called the Conservative Friends of Israel. Now, they're a conservative group that work with the conservative government, or the Conservative Party, but they lobby for Israeli benefits.
No. So you're talking about foreign. I'm talking about regular business lobbying.
Yeah, but
so
what
there's like companies. Yeah, so in the US, there are companies. So like Apple or like any company, like in America, there's minor companies here that the steel industry, or like they're talking about drilling. So they will lobby. You just have to pay maybe $20,000-$30,000, hire a lobbyist, and that lobbyist will go to your senator and try to convince him to pass a law so they can drill in your backyard for oil or for water or whatever. Yeah. This is how in India that's illegal.
You can't here as well, like the shell, what's it called, fracking. Shale gas. Fracking companies. Yeah, they lobby or grease the palms of the conservative.
They grease the palm. What they do. So in America, it was a big controversy because they considered corporations not as a. They said that corporation is a person. So now you can donate. The corporation can donate large sums of money legally. Before this happened in 2008. Before 2008, that was illegal. The companies could not donate large sums of money.
Yeah, but the thing is, do you know why the courts declared the corporations to be people? It wasn't because of the lobbying. It was actually because what they found was because the rich people always historically have hidden their money in corporations. Corporations are like safe havens for rich people.
Yeah.
But what happened was if you're an employee of a corporation, and if a corporation is not a liable individual, then when you get injured, when you have problems, when something happens to you, you can only go to the corporation, because there isn't a single individual. Like, I can't go to Bill, who owns the corporation, because Bill is the stakeholder in the corporation. The corporation is a separate entity to Bill, so Bill doesn't get in any trouble for anything that happens in that corporation. But the problem is, if the corporation isn't regarded as an individual, then you have no means of suing the corporation. And that's
because with the LLC, you can declare Chapter 9.
Exactly. That's why the courts declared a corporation to be a person, because then an individual can sue the corporation as they would another person for negligence, for this, for that. And so, unfortunately, the byproduct of that was that corporations can buy politicians, like a citizen could donate to a politician's campaign. So that is this is what they call the path to hell is paved with good intentions. When they try to do something good on one side, it has unforeseen ramifications and unforeseen problems in another direction. So when the courts thought it would be a good thing to have citizens or individuals treat a corporation like they would a person, so that the employees can have an avenue to sue the corporation, it created this other gap, and that's the problem.
I talk about Citizens United because this is because based on what I know, Citizens United happened in 2010. And like, you can always sue corporations, but what would happen is that the corporation, let's say you're the owner, you can just declare bankruptcy and skedaddle. So I mean, you can sue corporate. That's what Trump used to do in the 1990s. He used to have corporations, and then he used to declare bankruptcy, and then he was never liable.
Exactly, and that's what rich people have always done.
If
the corporation goes bankrupt, the person themselves doesn't get affected because they've declared the corporation as bankrupt. So Donald Trump is never been bankrupt because he never had to declare himself as bankrupt. He declared the corporation to be bankrupt, and the corporation takes all the liability. That's
okay. Let's end it now. I need to go. And you two are
good idea, dude. Good idea. I'm out. Have a good one, guys. I'll catch you tomorrow.
Have a good night, guys.
I'll see you tomorrow. And
everyone.
Good night.
Oh, Grey Dunya, suck my dick.
Dunya's obsessed with you, man. All right, so we're gonna carry on tomorrow. They all freaking just left like that. I wasn't saying like straight away. All right, I wasn't meaning like. Oh, did I kick them? I don't even know. Come here, you two. Bullet Gucci, say bye. Come here. Let's see if I can try and get this computer a little bit further. The only problem with this computer, before I go, let's do a little. It has no battery pack, so if it's not plugged in, it will. Bullet Gucci, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, Bullet. Gucci, come on. She doesn't listen anymore. Oh, say bye-bye. Who's scared? Who's scared? Come on. Yes, look how good I am to them. Look. See? Whenever a dog does that, they normally want to be stroked. Yes, I mentioned Tommy like 50 times. Big up Tommy Robinson, for God's sakes. Anyway, I have to shoot anyway. A short bloody live stream ended up being freaking hours long. But that's what normally happens anyway. I might just leave it like this for a few minutes. See how many people watch a dog. before. I had to just quickly just do something. So anyway, I'm off now anyway. Hope that dog relaxed you a bit to the doggies. Oh, and Rush My Actor, I did read your comment. I'll check the message. Big up to Rush My Actor as well. And I'm off now anyway. I'll try and start the chat live stream tomorrow from around 8 or 9 o'clock. So it might be quiet. I'm not sure. It might be later. I'll have to see. Anyway, take care.